If you're live, subscribe. If you're live, subscribe. If you're live, subscribe. If you're live, subscribe. If you are live, subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning into my channel. If you're live, subscribe. Let me fix my camera, y'all. It's kind of messing up. If you're live, subscribe. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, don't push unlike. If you question anything or got a comment for me, get in the comments and let me know what's up. I need to know what I'm doing right, because I know I ain't doing them wrong. So yeah, man, this is somehow my thing started before I got in here, so it's a quick shot. They're saying how many minutes? They're saying 17 minutes, 15 items, 7 minutes at the most. 7 minutes. Let me see. 24. Let's go. Switch this out. That one doesn't want. Okay. Let's go, y'all. Do this real quick. It's already been a good day. Y'all know I'm my favorite store, Publix. I love me some Publix. If you ever at Publix, I'm gonna tell you what to try. Go get the chicken tender sub. Go get that chicken tender sub you ever at Publix. I promise I won't let you down. If you ever at Publix, get that chicken tender sub. That is a good sandwich. I guarantee you'll be back. Can't answer right now. People be calling my phone and stuff. I got business to take care of. I can't answer. Fix my camera so y'all can see me right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. Can hit this hit out. It's been slow today, but it's been fair. Every day ain't gonna be what you want it to be, but you better take what you can. Oh, crush tomatoes. Well, yeah, bro. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. 9. Okay. We're gonna do this like this. Every day I kind of take this. I take the same route every day, but if I feel a little different that day, I'll take a different route. I love Mr. Public. Whoever started Publix, I'm saying the head person of Publix have to be a great person. And I'm gonna tell you why. One moment. Hold up. I'm gonna tell you why in one moment. Okay. One, two. You know how they say everything starts from the head. Publix got the best people that work for them. In my mind, I'm thinking the head of Publix said, if they don't act like us, don't hire them. That's just in my mind. I could be wrong. Strawberry pineapple. Strawberry pineapple. You know what? could be wrong. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to hurry up and do this so I can't cut you off. But my point what I'm making is like everybody that work at Publix is just so beautiful and nice. I think Publix is the only store that carries your stuff out to your car. I might be wrong. Okay, cool. All right, 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 all right. What's good, family? What's good, family? Tree. Hey, first and foremost, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Rich Rhetoric, man. We in here. We in here. It's another day, another dollar. Um, like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. As you come in, hit the like button. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we do. Yeah, so I was showing that video right there. That's my homeboy, man. Been knowing the brother for a while, but kind of lost, lost connection with the brother. But um, when I met up with him this weekend, man, the brother's doing his YouTube, trying to get his YouTube channel started. And I told him, man, I told him I'll help him out any way I can, man. He's doing the shop grocery haul or whatever that is, where you just go to the grocery store and pick up orders, and he, goes through there, gets the products, give you suggestions on what to get in the grocery store, what grocery store to go to. Good shit, real good shit, man, real good shit. So yeah, man, y'all support that brother's channel right there, man. And, yeah. So like I said, I sit down with the brother this weekend. We end up watching a football game, just chopping it up, man. And we're probably gonna collab on some content real soon, man. So y'all stay tuned to that. And when I do drop pre-recorded content, y'all make sure y'all get y'all who I am trying not to cut shit. Make sure you get over there and support that. I know we know the live streams is cool. The live streams gonna be here. The live streams ain't going nowhere. We gonna continue to build this live stream community. Continue to build the Rich Rhetoric family. You know what I mean? And live streams gonna still be here, but don't forget, because what I see in these on these from these YouTube streets is if a person just continues to do a live stream all the time, then people don't really want to respect the pre-recorded content anymore. So yeah, man, pre-recorded content is coming back, man. Yeah, stay tuned, stay tuned. Y'all know shit. Y'all know I'll talk about it, man, when some more shit gets crystallized. So when that shit gets popping, we're gonna I'm gonna start dropping some of that. And if you do go over there and fuck with my homeboy's channel, his homeboy, I said his homeboy. The name of his channel is Ricky's World. RICKIES World. WORLD. So yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all get over there and fuck with that. All right. Now that that's out the way. Now that that is out of the way, family, I can take this off the screen. And I dropped the link is already in there, man. If y'all want to jump on and chop it up with me, Robbie, if you're available, come through, brother. You know what I mean? If you're available, come through. Oh, shit. Oh, special shout out to Lady D. Lady D is a true superstar, man. True MVP, man. So first and foremost, shout out to Lady D. She's been holding this shit down. She been holding these live streams down, man. So we never going to mess. We're never going to forget about the Queen Lady D, man. You know what I mean? So like her, love her, or hate her, she ain't going nowhere. Lady D is on point, man. I went back, when I'm asleep, sometimes I go back and listen to the streams, and I just want to shout out Lady D, man. And shout out to y'all, everybody who's been on the panel. I know
we've been doing these fucking marathon streams, and it's just been a whole host of different people, everybody jumping in and out the panel. But thank y'all, man, because y'all make the conversation good. Y'all make people fucking feel like they can join the panel. You know what I mean? So thank y'all, man, for real, everybody. I can't even begin to start naming names, but you know who you are. If you've ever jumped on this panel, bless the panel with your wisdom. Salute and shout out to you, man. Y'all are the MVPs. And like I said, one more time, shout out Lady D, for holding it down. But all right, let's get to the topic. I ain't gonna waste no time. I done wasted enough time. All right, let's get to the topic. Let me pull my YouTube page back up. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do about my laptop, but my laptop is started just completely slowing down on me. So I gotta close all my tabs. That's the only thing I know that works right now. Is closing the tab. So all right, got my YouTube pulled back up. So the name of the show is Born Rich, part of the Redpill Manosphere. Great question. What up, King of Kapala? Hey, King of Kapala, I was watching it's funny, King Kapala. That's funny. I was watching the old Tariq Nasheed video, probably about 10 minutes before I went live. I see your name in the comments. I said, that David King Kapala. But good shit, good shit. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Hit the like button as you come in. Hit the like button. But yeah, is Born Rich part of the Redpill Manosphere? Great question. Great question. And the reason I want to ask that question is because even 2 weeks ago, I'll say this, even a few weeks ago, right? When, let's just say, certain people on YouTube said they had a problem with some shit I said, and they were telling people don't come back over here and support the channel. I heard one of the people, right, who used to support the channel, go on that panel and say, yeah, I had been fucking with Born Rich because, I thought he was with that red pill, manosphere type of shit. I'm like, oh, okay. Do I sound like that online? You know, I had to wonder, damn, do I really sound like that online? And so I'm like, fuck, do I? Am I a part of that? I guess the simple answer is no. Simple answer, no. Just not really my thing. It's like now, if listen to me, man. Now, me just being a man, a single black man at that, right? If I want to criticize the women that I like to deal with, then I will do that. You know what I mean? I will criticize them, and it's not trying to beat them down. It's just, look, I've dealt with women my whole life, so I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what I don't see enough of from women. I know what I see too much of from women. And I want everybody to have some form of accountability. I don't give a damn who you are. Because if you don't have any accountability, you're not going to have any discipline. And if you don't have any discipline, then how the fuck are we going to raise the next generation of our people? We're just going to keep raising undisciplined people until we're eventually just going to be an undisciplined group, and the shit is going, the pendulum is going to swing too far to the other side, and then it won't be no coming back from that. So that's why when you see bullshit, you got to call out bullshit. You know what I mean? And I don't care who's on the opposite end of me calling out people's bullshit. It's what I have to do. But what I don't want to do, and what I refuse to do, is come on here, and especially black women, and bash black women. I'm not gonna come on here and do that, and not consecutively to what that's gonna be like my only talking point. Because I'm gonna tell you this, man. If we keep continuing, right? I did a show that, hold on, before I say that, I did a show that said who benefits from the gender divide, right? Which is a question you got to honestly ask yourself. If black men are not getting along with black women, who benefits from that? So what I can't do is continue to continue to try to push the gender divide, because I do see it is something that's happening. It's a shift. And I always speak about the loud minority. See, the loud minority is starting to be the reason for this shift, whereas man versus woman. And now I'm gonna keep reiterating this, man. Now it's cool to ask genuine questions, make genuine statements, and say, listen, we have to have some accountability on both sides. But as far as being a part of the red pill manosphere, nah. I don't know about all that. I don't. I don't. What's up, Black Peace? What you doing, brother?
Hey, what up, G? Yeah, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing?
Shit, man, maintain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, let me shout out everybody here. Shout out Robbie. Shout out Stanley, King of Kampala. Shout out African Goddess. Shout y'all out. Salute to y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Make sure you hit that like button. But yeah, man. So I guess I don't know, Black Peach, man. I'm I don't know, man. I'm back talking about this damn manosphere shit, man. Cause I'm noticing that more and more people are starting to get thrown, and they throw this word around manosphere a lot. And that's a new age community. No. I ain't trying to deal with that. I ain't trying to deal with that. Let me see. So we know like one of the main characters of
Hey, I'm about to go get these headphones. Hold on, man.
go ahead, brother, go ahead. But we
Yeah.
know one of the main characters, right? When we do hold on. Okay, it's on silent. We know a couple characters when we get to talking about this manosphere deal. One of the characters is Kevin Samuels. Now I'm on the record saying that everything Kevin Samuels say is not bullshit. Like you listen to him, he's gonna drop some gems in there. He is. Kevin Samuels will drop some gems in there if you're listening. If you're listening, he drops gems. But you know, who knows, man? Even a fucking broke clock is right twice a day. So people are gonna drop gems. But he drops gems. But I can't say I'm a part of any type of group or following or anything with the brother. I can't. I mean, I just can't. So let's put this up. Now we got Kevin Samuels. So I mean, like, like I don't know, man. I don't know. You take this picture, you know, for what it's worth and what it is, right? You see what I'm saying? So we'll take that. But if I'm honest, man, look, man, I can't be in a group. What do I do with that, man? What do you do with that? But all right, let me stop that. But I don't know, man. I just think this whole to me this whole topic is weird because the more that we feed into the nonsense or the negativity, listen, the more that we feed it, the more it's gonna continue to grow until we're going to have a whole generation of online people and online people who are being quote anti woman, you know. And I never want to be anti-woman. I'm gonna tell you what I will speak on. I always speak on the propaganda of propping up the women and why that's dangerous. Y'all go back and listen to my other shows. I always speak on that because they come out with hashtags, and that's my thing. They come out with hashtags and push it. I just spoke to with Lady D about this on this stream about how they won't show the family, the couple. It's more of sister girl, go black power. This black woman is doing amazing things, and then you look, and then she's a lesbian. Or black power, this girl is doing wonderful things, and you look up, and she's telling you, "Yeah, I've been single for fucking 20 years. I don't even plan on being with a man." It's like, what are we doing? So that's my thing. I always talk about the propaganda of it. I do. I do. What's going on, Robbie?
Nothing much, man. I was trying to adjust my headphones, but
Nah,
for
go ahead.
whatever reason,
Take
I
your
have
time, bro.
no. I'm just saying I'm not gonna use them, so I don't know if you can hear me well.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
When I think of Manosphere in
Yeah.
terms of like the harsh negative critique of black women, the first name that pops in my mind that was toxic back in the day was
Who is that?
Tommy Sotomayor. I remember there were sometimes
Yeah.
I couldn't even
Yeah.
listen to that dude
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
skin curling because I'd be like,
Yeah.
wow. And then later on, somebody
Yeah.
revealed where he had issues with his mom. He had some deep rooted psychological issues. And then that's when I've come to the conclusion after just studying the pattern that it, controversy gives some people ratings. In the
Yeah.
long run, their platform is going to peak out, but they will get their little cult following because I think some people follow behind personalities
Yeah.
thinking that they have the same experience when they don't. Like there's some people who may think that Tommy or some of these people are speaking because they're trying to give you game and give you wisdom. But if you dig closer, you'd be like, nah, bro, you just hate up straight up have resolve toxic experience from your past. So we don't feel the same way about women. You're just thinking your talking points are going to bring people together. But if they do their research, they'll be like, man, your motive behind saying what you're saying is completely different than, minor grievances some people may have.
Mm. No, I get you. I get you, man. Put Kev back up on that, man. So, what's your thoughts on Kevin Samuels? Same deal, huh, Robbie? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. What are you saying?
I was saying, what's your thoughts on like Kevin Samuels?
I know people have brought up some pictures that look kind of questionable, like maybe he could have been a little flamboyant or whatever in the past. But like how you say, the difference between him and Tommy is he actually tries to promote black marriage. He actually tries
Yeah,
to like steer people towards thinking realistically. So he doesn't make it about himself. Every
got
now and then he'll bring up things about himself, but he'll always talk about his clients and the circles of people. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's as toxic as some of these other guys. He doesn't sound like he hates black women. I just think he exposes some of the unrealistic expectations people have based on his questioning. It's not like he's putting a gun to people's head to answer the questions. And by now, a lot of women who go on his show should already know eventually he's going to ask you, what's your height? What's your
yeah,
dress size? You know what I'm saying? How
yeah.
much education do you have and what kind of man do you think you deserve? I mean, that ain't the same as some of the stuff I've seen some of these other guys say, in my opinion.
Mm, mm. So I don't know if you was tuned in or not, Robbie, but I did a show where I was speaking about the fresh and fit guys. I showed the conversation that they had with Malik Zulu Shabazz on here, and we just kind of we watched it, we reviewed it. Let me bring up a picture for the people.
Oh, I agree 110% with Malik's psychological evaluation of them dudes.
Yeah, I wonder. I'll play just a. I'll play a little bit. Hold on. Let me see if he got it on his website. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me, because I wasn't gonna play this, but yeah, yeah, let me see. Man, hold on, guys. Hold on. Bear with me. Y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit the like button, family. What is it? Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to find it. Let's see. Uh, I ain't gonna be able to find it. But anyway, they had they were speaking with, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to find it, but they were speaking with Malik Zulu Shabazz, and I guess I'll just show y'all pictures of them. That's what I can do. Let's pull up some pictures of the guys from the Fresh and Fit podcast. It's another little podcast. I think these guys are out of Miami. I think they're out of Miami, so show you a picture of them. Cause yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's up, Ass Getty? Oh, yeah. What's going on, Stanley? How you doing, bro?
Hey, Born Rich. I'm doing good.
Yeah, man. Chilling, chilling. Me too, brother. Me too, brother. Want to give the people a little live stream, but yeah, this is a picture of the Fresh and Fit podcast, guys. One of them is from one of the Caribbean islands. The other one is from Sudan. So I think the lighter skinned brother is from Sudan. And yeah, that's them. And then so this is what I'm saying. So they saying a lot of these people have underlying issues. Maybe even if we kind of take Kevin out of it, right? And we say the ones that, well, no, let's don't take Kevin out of it. Because people will say Kevin, something, they make allegations. Is he gay? Is he not gay? Why is his mannerisms like that? Why does he look like that? Why does he act like that and different type of stuff. But then they said some pictures of this guy from the Fresh and Fit podcast leaked out. So let's show these because I was dying when I saw this. Hold on, we're gonna find it. There they go. There they go.
Hey, Born Rich.
Go ahead, Stan.
There was something that I saw the other day. Um, and maybe it was from you about Fresh and Fit. I can't remember
Uh-huh.
now. Where they were really just like I don't know what to call it, but it was like black women were just being dissed by them. Was it you that put up that short video?
No, it wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't put it up, but I did see it. You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean?
was pretty. It didn't impress me. I'll put it that way.
Mm.
Kevin Samuels. Um, I don't particularly have a problem with him. There's some things I disagree with him on, but at least he seems pretty smart. You don't necessarily have to agree with him. So that's my opinion.
Nah, I get you. I get you. So yeah, as you can see, man, you got pictures right here with some white guy kissing all on him. And then he got this picture where he's laid up in the bed with
Yeah,
some
I think
white
they're
guy.
just trying to be shock jocks or something.
Mm. Let me ask you this, Stanley. What makes you? Why do you think black women are such easy targets for ridicule?
Oh, Rich, I honestly don't know. I've gone on a rant once or twice. Um, I think there are a lot of people who are just scared of black women. And they don't need to be, but just don't. If you're gonna piss a black woman off, you better be able to. You better be right. Um,
Mm.
I know too. My sister and my mother. Even I, I'll disagree with them, but I better be right. I don't just fuck. I don't just fuck with them just because I'm in a bad mood. Because they're the best women I know, but they'll take you down a notch or two.
Yeah. Let me Black Peace, you still there, bro? Okay. No, he ain't.
Yeah. I'm here. Hold on.
No, go ahead. Take your time. Take your time, brother. Come back. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Now, Stanley, do you believe this premise that they say? I guess most people who are just either anti-woman or anti-certain group of women is because they have some sort of deep-rooted issues that causes them to have a disliking for women.
I really don't know. I can't imagine. You know, I honestly don't know. I don't. Most all people come from a woman, and um, I just can't imagine why people actually dislike women. I think it does. I think there, excuse me, are people like that, but it's not a mindset I really understand.
Yeah.
What up, though, man? What the question?
I guess I was asking what makes black women such a easy target to get all of the hate that they get from all sides of people, from all
Shit,
different groups of people.
I don't see that. I see something different than that. I don't see no hate. They get
Mm,
congratulated from what I don't
mm,
see the nigga. I'm gonna tell you who get shitted on. Us, black men. That's who get shitted on. Straight black men at that.
mm.
So yeah, we kind of we it ain't nothing, it ain't nobody under us on the shit chart, man.
I tend to
So
agree with you. I tend to agree with
yeah.
you on that black piece. But if that is the case, then I guess that way of thinking has swung the all the way the other way to now Kevin Samuels has a million followers. And Fresh and Fit, they have a million followers.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on. How do I want to phrase this question? So do you think that, because I spoke about it earlier, so do you think that the black women are getting so much publicity that it makes a group of men be like, man, fuck that. They getting all this publicity, but we're the most hated.
Yeah. I can see that. And the old
You see
gay ass
what
nigga,
I'm
yeah. Old gay
saying?
ass nigga, yeah. Of
Yeah.
course. Cause
Cause see, like,
any nigga who think in them terms with a woman, he gotta be old gay ass nigga. Cause if you're a man, you ain't gonna even really think in them terms of who getting more attention or
yeah, cause like,
who between you and the woman. That's a stupid. That don't even make sense to even line up to to be competition. That just don't make sense.
cause like you a brother who would do something and take these little hashtag groups of black peace, and it's not even that just say like these pro-black sister girl movements, right? We could even use Kamala Harris, right? Now,
Right.
they would take Kamala Harris and pump her up and say, okay, she's this, and Michelle Obama and pump them up and pump them and say, okay, black girls need to unite. And you're a person who you're gonna look at that hashtag and that movement, investigate the top people in that movement, and then come back and be like, listen, family, this shit is dangerous. And I feel like that's what I do. I feel like I see when I hate using this, but when I say like black girl magic and black girls rock and the Me Too movements, then you have to go back and look at the leaders, right? We go back and look at the heads and the people that leads those hashtags and those movements, and then we'll criticize them. And I want to tell black people to be careful of that sort of propaganda because it actually promotes a gender divide subtly. So I think me and Black Peace would look at it like that. But it does have to be some balance because when there's no balance, then Kevin Samuels will have a million followers. Fresh and Fit will have a million followers. So that's why we have to be careful, because I'm still gonna, like I always say, I am criticizing the propaganda. I'm never criticizing the black woman, not like that, not to that, not to that effect, to where I'm gonna fucking start a whole campaign and get 1 million followers to be like, listen, man, we not fucking with black girls. I'm never doing that. But I feel like if my sisters, if I have some advice or some or a critique to give my sisters, then I definitely gonna step up and do that. You know what I mean? And as far as people having like I don't know, like suffering trauma, like we know trauma will make people react in different ways, right? So let's say some of these brothers who hate black women maybe had mommy problems, right? Problems with their black mother, or some black people, some, let's say some black men that have a disliking for black women. Maybe they had a horrible relationship. They was in a relationship that went horribly wrong. You see what I'm saying? They always, people say it comes from trauma. So I'm kind of like Stanley on that. I don't know, but I do know the effects of trauma. I just don't know that sort of trauma. Now, me as a black man, I'll tell you this: that's been in a few relationships. I know what I won't deal with. You see what I'm saying? And not saying I'm looking for Mrs. Right or Mrs. Perfect, right? Because nobody's perfect. But I do know certain things that I've dealt with before in my past relationships that I'm like, yeah, no, I'm cool on that. I'm cool on that. But for the most part, I don't really have trauma like that. You feel me? I'm a human being. I've been hurt by a woman before, but not to the point where I have trauma. I've dealt with scandalous women before. It seemed like everything they was trying to do was to hurt me, but that still didn't traumatize me to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm done with them. Yeah, I'm gonna go get this race of woman or this woman from this culture. It's like, no, 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 no. You keep trying, because there's so many women out there. Why not keep trying with the women? The women that you prefer. And that's speaking for me, because everybody know I have my preference when it comes to women. Yeah, I don't really waver off that. Oh, speaking of that, I bumped into something. So speaking of that, right? Don't want to go too deep into this, but I do want to speak to that, because I was on a live stream earlier, right? And I heard someone say, if a person says, Stanley, you there? I'll pose this question to Stanley. Stanley, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Well, let me ask you this, because it could have some validity to it. I'm gonna ask you this, Stanley. Now, do you think if a person who says they don't date outside of their race, they've never traveled or don't travel a lot, and B, they're lying?
Um, Neither actually. I think everyone has their preference.
Bam, bingo. I totally agree, Stanley. And I was listening to a
But
person say this on the. Go ahead, Stanley.
well, no, this kind of goes back to some subjects you had, and maybe I've never really talked about it. Um, I just like smart women with a good sense of humor. Um, really, that's my number one thing.
Mm,
You got to be interesting.
well said. I can't agree more. I like that, Stanley. Got to be interesting. But yeah, I heard somebody say that today and said it with conviction. I was like, yeah, man, anybody who says they don't date outside their race, um, they're lying. I'm like, what? Yeah, they're lying. They're lying. And then other people's like, yeah, they're lying, man. All they got to do, if they travel, they're going to see this race of woman and this beautiful woman and this. I'm like, mm, maybe for a good time, but not everybody's on that. Not every, I'm not. I'm not on that. For a good time, maybe so, but just
You
have
know,
kids, start a family, you know what I'm saying? Get married. I just have my preference. I have
yeah.
my present preference. Maybe I'm not well traveled. I can admit to that. Maybe I'm not well traveled, but sitting here in my home in Tennessee right now, I like to say, listen, man, I'm only building families with black women. And when I say something, I normally stand on my square. You know. Go ahead, Stanley, if you want to jump in.
No, I was gonna make it, it's kind of an unrelated observation, and it's kind of an old man observation. As I've gotten older, and I know someone. There gonna be people that will take me to task on this, but I'm not sold on drop dead gorgeous.
Uh-oh.
You can't be ugly, but well, I guess that's a bad thing to say too. But I as you get older, there's some other factors besides, physical beauty that come into play. Um, and that's, you're young
Yeah.
compared to me. So I think young men should take that into consideration also. If you can get the whole package, do it, but don't sleep on, decent but great person. That's something I'd tell my son.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Hey
I see
man.
you, Stanley. She
I
can't
do
be but
sound old, don't I?
she can't
Hey,
be but ugly though, Stanley. But I understand what you say. I understand what you mean though. Go
hey,
ahead.
yo man, my bad, man. My grandmama FaceTime me, man.
Oh nah.
she,
You already know. You know, Granny come first.
yeah, she hit me up. I tried to hit the button on her, then she called me right back.
Nah, don't hit the button. Don't hit the button on Granny, man. For
Hit
real,
me
man.
right back too.
For
She
real.
she was
Not
gonna
even.
keep calling.
Yeah, nah, man. Pick your phone up for Granny, man. Cause shit, you gonna miss Granny. You know what I'm saying? If she wasn't here, you would miss her. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that today. My auntie just be texting me weird memes and, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" And the other day I looked at it and I thought for a second like, "Oh, come on, auntie." And then I said, "What are you doing, boy? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got my mama gone, my daddy gone, and this how my mama used to do. So I should appreciate auntie for reaching out. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't never do auntie like that. When she called, I try to text back. I text when, you know what I'm saying. I try to call. I talk to her when she called and text back when she texts. So I try not to mess with that. But yeah, Stan, I understand what you're saying, man. You can sacrifice a little bit of the looks, man. But I don't know, Stan. You can't just be butt ugly though. You know?
Well, no, I don't think I no one has to do that, but um like I said, it's an old man perspective.
Let me ask you this then, Stanley. Oh, you done bumped into something, Stanley. What else are you willing to sacrifice if you're willing to sacrifice looks? Let's
Just
ask that. Let's
not
ask that, Stanley.
uh
What about nagging, constantly nagging? Could you sacrifice
never
that if as
would
long as she
wouldn't
was interested? As long as
would
she was
the
interested.
first let me put it to you this way. The second time, and if there's a pattern established, that's a deal breaker. Nagging, not won't do it.
Mm.
Wouldn't even consider it. That is the most irritating thing. And men can nag too.
What about depression, Stanley? Could you be with somebody who had depression, diagnosed with depression?
Wow.
I know, right? It's a tough one, ain't it?
Yeah. Um I'm not that person. I'm not saying they should be totally lonely, but
Yeah.
you got to have the right match. I mean, everybody's down at some point, but like, if you're bringing the whole, if you're bringing,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're bringing clouds on a sunny day constantly, nah, it affects too much.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. See, it's hard to ask Black Peace these questions because his brother's happily married. So
Well, I used to be,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
You
and
did, you
through
did,
no fault of
you
my
did.
own, I'm not.
Yeah, you were,
I
you
was
were.
perfectly happy.
Yeah, and the reason I asked you that, Stanley, because I've been in a long term relationship with somebody who was diagnosed with depression. And man, so the relationship didn't work, Stanley. But when I look back on it, I do feel like it could have worked.
Yeah,
You
but
see what I'm saying?
Rich,
Like my knee jerk reaction is to say, no, Stanley, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. But then I look back and was like, man, you did that for a number of years. You really did pretty decent when it came to helping her along with her shit. Sometimes it got really really bad, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad, man. You had more good days than bad days. I think I probably could call her right now and she would say something totally different. But
is she
in my
married?
mind, what you say, Stanley?
Is she married now?
No, no, no.
Rich, y- that's a tough call. I just think
Yeah.
that
Yeah, cause like lived with a Stanley with kids in the house and everything, and we didn't miss a meal. You know what I'm saying? It like I don't know, but I fuck man, I don't know. But when like I said, when it got bad, it got bad. But I don't know. I think I could do it again.
well, I mean,
I think I could do it
was
again.
she like, you know, if she was diagnosed, was she on meds or because I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
if
yes.
she knows, you know, the condition, I mean, you have to seek help. You can't you can't just leave it to the wind. I mean, if she was, you know, um seeing, you know, the right medical people, and you know, it's a disorder like anything else. I mean, you can't just leave it, you know, to chance.
Mm, mm. See, that was it. Like that's I like that, Christina Bang. Unhappy people are not fun. But then our people who suffer from depression, we can't say they're not fun. And Stanley, as far as the meds, like I don't really trust the medicine. So of course, when I was like, yeah, you should stop taking it. And for the most part, I honestly think she stopped taking it, and she was all right. She didn't do bad, man. She didn't. She was fun, unhappy sometimes, but is depression unhappy? You see what I'm saying? Do those two words work with each other? Depression, unhappy. Is that what you hear, Stanley? When I
Um,
say
I
when I
I
say yeah, go ahead.
I am not a medical
No,
professional.
but I'm saying I'm just asking you as a layman. So when I say
I
Stanley, if I called you right now and said Stanley, I am depressed, would you hang up and be like, "Damn, Born Rich is unhappy"?
well, to me, depression is interesting because it's really like the ultimate self-criticism. At least in
Mm,
my experience, and you know, everyone has the blues every now and again, but most times it's most times you're not depressed about other people. It's sometimes, to me, and again, I'm not a medical professional, I'm just guessing, but I've always seen it as is really a heavy form of self criticism.
mm.
So I'll stop there because I'm not an expert. Don't even
Yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah.
sound. I'm
I'll
an
admit,
idiot when it comes
I'll
to this.
admit, I'm pretty ignorant on it too. I've come around a long way though, Stanley. I'll tell you that at first. I'll tell you that for sure, Stanley. Because at first I was not what's the word? Sympathetic or empathetic at all, Stanley. The first person I ever heard said, I am depressed or suffering from depression. I said, that is bullshit. Thought it was, but I don't know. Let's just say that was 5, 6 years ago, and now I've come around to it. You know, I guess the more people that I'm dealing with that suffer from it, I'm starting to see it a little bit more. Black Peace, let me ask you: do you use the words depressed and unhappy synonymously, whatever word, whatever I'm trying to say?
Nah, I don't. No, not necessarily.
Yeah. Now you got kids. Now see, I can do
Nah.
hypotheticals with your children though. Um, What are you saying? Your son, one of the J's come in and say, "Pops, been dealing with this girl for a few weeks now. Thinking about, trying to I like her, trying to see what's up. But she told me she was diagnosed with depression. Are you telling him to run? Or you telling him to, you know what I'm saying, work it out? What you telling one of the little J's, man?
I tell him to advise her if he care about her to go get some help if he not already getting help.
Mm,
Whichever way she need to go get it. I don't know how that would be, but I would tell him that because she'll probably receive it better from him. That's what I tell him. I ain't gonna tell him to run because she's still a person.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna tell her to run. Tell him to run. People got shit going on. That's how I look at it.
Look at
People got
Unpopular.
shit going on, and it is what it is, man.
That's my brother,
I had a
Unpopular.
lot of shit going on for a long time,
Yeah,
from
for real.
transitioning from the street to being domesticated, nigga. You
Yeah,
feel me?
yep,
Yeah, that shit was a hard
yeah.
transition, very, very
Some
hard.
people will tell me if you ask the right person, they'll tell you I'm still not completely transitioned. I hate using that
Yeah,
word. Let's try to not to use transition though.
I know. Yeah, yeah, that's a different word. Yeah,
They done took transition from us, bro. We
yeah, I
can't really
know.
say that, but yeah, let some people tell it. Yeah, I still live like that. That's what some people tell me. I can get like that. I'll admit it. Sometimes I can get like that. Not the bullshit, but I can go out and have a good time from time to time, though. Yeah, and that's the link to join the conversation. Unpopular pull up, man, because that is a shit. You trying to open up a can of worms, man. Unhappiness is overrated, and I can say that because people really can't do anything to help you when you're not happy. Mm,
Well, that
mm.
depends on what's making you unhappy. If the person if the person you're unhappy with is trying to help, maybe that's right. But I think that's a conditional thing. I don't find that, a universal uh
Yeah,
uh
I don't know,
I
man.
don't I think a lot of times if you're doing something to make someone unhappy, maybe you can make them happy by not doing what it is making them unhappy.
Yeah, yeah, Stanley. Yes, yes, right. Just unpopular. Is that you, bro?
Yes, sir. How everybody doing?
Salute to you, brother. Doing well, my brother. Just on the surface, Stanley, it's like, yeah. Well, oh man, see, I hate to be the guy who always wants to just go to the extreme, but it's like, okay, if you're doing this that makes me unhappy, and I stop doing this, then oh man, we're human, Stanley. Eventually, you're probably going to find something else that I'm doing that makes you unhappy.
Well, I mean, what I said isn't like wisdom either. I tend to see that kind of thing as kind of situational. Maybe you have, you as the person who has to deal with an unhappy person, maybe you can do something about it, maybe you can't. Um, and then the thing that you're doing to make someone unhappy, maybe it's something that you're adamant about. Like, you wear, I don't know, you, you wear the color purple or something.
Yeah.
Um, it depends. That's situational. Um, Not a universal truth is my point.
Oh. So unpopular, you the one put the chat in there, man. What you mean? That's unhappiness is overrated, man. You know when you type something like that, the people gonna go crazy and want to know what the hell does that mean.
Man, I guess I mean the reason why I said that is because I mean it's something that I deal with, and
Okay.
like it's funny because just today I was really like reflecting on that. Like I was kind of reflecting on why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like I'm not happy and stuff like
Yeah.
that? And I was trying to figure out exactly what I was gonna do to try to make myself like I got things that I do like I might mess with my music sometimes. Shit, I'll play my video game, I'll listen to music. Um I like coming on these panels and stuff like that. I like the Discord, like things like that they kind of feel that space of like me not being happy, trying to I guess finding things like hobbies, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah.
it's like for me, I guess personally, you know, it's like I think it's just like a lot of the times it's just like the environments. Like we come
Mm,
we come up in certain environments, man, and like it's crazy because like for black people, right? Like a lot of us come from like we come like directly from like the streets of the hood, right?
yeah.
And that's a whole like that's a whole prison within itself, like for real.
I agree. It's the trap for a reason, right? Unpopular.
Right.
For
And
real.
it makes you a certain type of way. And then it's like you think different, you vibe different. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I feel like a lot of the times I'm always on edge and stuff. And I feel like a lot of other black people are as well. And I got this theory, born that we live off momentum, right? We live off
Okay.
momentum.
All right. Break it down to me, brother.
Like what I mean by that is just like, you know, a lot of people, when they're on the come up, you get to really see what makes a person if they take like a hard ball loss. You know what I'm saying? Like something crucial. Like
Yeah.
that's what really makes or break people.
Yes. Yes.
And
Crisis. A crisis. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, and you know, I like I'm not gonna say I just experienced just like I remember at a point of time I was doing what I was doing. I was happy, I was young, I was
Yeah.
partying, I was
Mm-hmm.
doing all this stuff, I was turned up.
Mm-hmm.
But then um I had some situations had happened, some shit had popped off, and I had to completely just reanalyze my life like what the hell am I doing? Like like this shit, I can't be doing this shit. I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta man up and do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave the streets alone. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
you gotta leave the streets alone, man up and do what you gotta really do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I don't think like we look at it from that aspect, but I mean that a lot of this is what's happened. This what happens to the like it's momentum. Like right now, people carry the culture like the culture carries people on their backs. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like when you look at the black community, all the things that we have, like the culture, the rap music, the vibe of being flashy, fly, black excellence and all that culture is momentum. And it's good for black people and it's healthy because now like black people have something that they can strive for. People can strive for black excellence. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is just like momentum, we live momentum based lives. And that gets us very far, but it's just like for me, what I realized about it was like, when I lost all my momentum and I lost all my pizzazz and my swag and my flavor and I fell down to the dumps, you know, you it's like one of them wise things, like you're not supposed to, it's kind of like this, like you know how people say you can't chase your friends and shit like that. Or chase your friends. It's kind of like that's how you gotta look at the game. Like, man, don't chase what you once was. You gotta bounce back, and you gotta man up and follow your own path. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I see it with the momentum. Like, you take a loss, things might change up. Your personality might be different. Like, you're a loner now. Like, for me, I'm a loner now. So it's just like,
I think so too. I think I am too.
and it's just like, I don't like, I'm real big on energy. So like when I'm around people and shit, it's just like I can't do what you want me to do. I can't do that. Like, that's over with. Like, I can't do it. I'm a man. I can't do what you want me to do. And it's funny because people, they'll be mad at you when you're not doing what they want you to do. And for me, it's just like, man, it's a lonely world out there when you gotta it's a lonely world out there when you gotta stand up and be a man and stand on your own 10. That's a lonely world, man. I'll be honest with you. That's why I see people, that's why people have families. That's why they say everything's about family. That's why
That's a fact.
people mind their business and get their money. And if they can make friends or can make associates, it has to be about some business. Like, because like when we have to put the childish shit away, shit gets real. When you gotta put that childish shit away, that's when shit
That's
gets
a fact.
real.
That's
And
what I like. I like to hear you talk. Keep going, brother. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting. Keep going, brother.
yeah, so yeah, it's lonely, but I feel like what we should be trying to do, and I said this in another live video. Um I said, I forgot exactly what I said, but I was saying something about maturity and consciousness. You have to be Maturity comes with consciousness. So when you are
Yeah.
conscious of your own maturity, um, you get to look at life at in a whole new perspective, and this should change the projection of how we do things. I'm talking about all across the board, and it really makes you look at people different. Like when you look at people do the crazy shit that they do, you be like, then that's we can then that's when we can sum things up and be like, oh, but it's so dismissive to call somebody crazy, but sometimes
Yeah.
you might just be like, man, this motherfucker crazy. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker crazy, but it's so dismissive because you just be like,
Yeah.
mother,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like you got the leisure to do some crazy shit, like when you got the privilege to do some crazy shit, like that, like you got people out here that's trying to take care of their family and shit, and you just out here like, I'm crazy, or like it's just like, damn, like you
Like, you ain't got a job? Don't you have responsibilities? Like,
yeah, like I feel like people give up on themselves, and it's real because like
nah, it's real. It's
when
real.
people get put in that corner, and life beating up on them, and life and beat them into the corner, and they got to put that guard up, and now you got to maneuver from guarding your face to guarding your ribs because life is just aiming everywhere. You just you just like, oh man, I'm beat down, man. I give up. You throwing in the towel, and it gets real, man. So that's all I'm saying. I ain't gonna scratch you no longer that, but
Nah,
hey,
you good, brother. Because I
it's
noticed when you said like you're a loner, right? I noticed one of the main things that makes me, I don't know, some people I call it just in a funk, right? Is I feel like I'm a problem solver. So if it's a problem that I can't solve because of money, that's what'll get me in a funk. That's when I go in my funk for, I always say 24 hours, right? I got 24 hours to bitch about it and whine and moan and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And then it's time to really start figuring out, okay, how we gonna get this paper to solve this problem? And that's the
right.
only little thing. And that's what I noticed. And it's crazy that you were speaking about that, Unpopular, because I think it comes from a little bit of trauma. Unpopular. I think it comes from the fact that I went from fucking selling drugs to working a job, and it was some situations that happened where I just did not have the money to solve this fucking problem. But I was so determined, I'm not selling drugs anymore. that I didn't know what to do. I went in a mean little funk, unpopular. Like a week and a half, I was just like, dude, I don't know what's about to happen. I don't. Like, I'm trying my best not to sell drugs anymore, but this job just ain't paying for some of the shit that I needed to pay for. And I don't know, man. And then once I came out of it, I still think I was traumatized by, oh shit, you didn't have enough money to get that done. Because it had been so long since I dealt with that problem. You know what I mean? It was so long
Right,
since I dealt with a problem that I couldn't just throw a couple dollars at it and solve it.
right. But
So,
it,
go ahead.
it'll it'll turn you up though. Like
Absolutely.
this should have turned you up. Like and,
Absolutely.
and you
I
be
didn't
one
know this first.
and you be wondering why motherfuckers be getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
as a man, like pride is a bitch. I'm
Facts.
telling you.
Facts.
That shit turn that shit out.
Facts.
That shit'll turn
Facts.
you up, bro. And
Facts.
you'll be looking at motherfuckers like, damn, like you trying to be a good person and you trying to deal with people, but you already know how the game go because you in a room full of men, so a lot of respect got to come into play. You know what I'm saying? Because you in a room full of men, right? We all
Mhm.
men, so it's just
Absolutely.
like at any given moment, a man could just flat out disrespect you. Like it's just done. You just be like, oh shit, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Because shit, this could be life or death right here. You know what I'm saying? This like I'm finna put it all on the line, or I'm gonna suck it up and just do what I have to do to get my bread and move on. Because you know that's why I say in America, like freedom, like man, that word freedom, man, like and liberty and all that shit,
Mhm.
like that's why I feel like black liberation is important, but
Okay.
that shit is way bigger than what people can understand. Like because when you think about our whole culture is a business that profits off of us. So like we do our best to take our culture and make it work for us. You know what I'm saying? We take our culture and work for the fly shit that we do, the fashion statements that we make, we take that shit and make it work for us. You know what I'm saying? The way our women glamorize themselves, they take that shit and make it work for them. The black excellence that we've been promoting now. I don't know how long it's been going on. I'll say this black excellence thing been going on probably last like I don't know. I'll say like 10 years. I'll just say like a decade. It's been like
Disagree. Black excellence started in my mind, and I know it was way before that, but for me, it started with Frederick Douglass or Sojourner Truth. Black excellence has always been there.
well, I'm talking about like civilization right now as how do I put this? Like bringing in the new generations, introducing them to it. Because you see all like you see all these young kids making YouTube comedy videos now and they get money off of it. You know what I'm saying? They turn
How is
in
that excellent?
I'm saying that's excellence because it's kind
Because
of
they're
like
making money?
no, because like you never what I'm saying is like you never know the trauma that that the black youth could be going through. So the way that they
Well,
express
I have an
themselves,
idea.
Stanley, is through this way of how we network now because social media has become so big and so popping. Is you got to think about it. Some of these kids were born into social media. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's all they
Yeah.
know. It's different to you, Stanley, because you grew up in a time that was completely different. These kids are growing up in a time
Well,
where
you
it's
forget I
very
have a
technical.
15-year-old, and I will kind of leave it there
I mean,
because there are so many
it's one
points
thing raising a
I
child,
would
but
debate
then it's
you
another
on.
thing being a child. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
It's one thing to raise a child, but it's another thing to actually be the child. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was a child too once.
But you were a child at that point of time. It is a new day and a new day of age.
So, are you saying that parents are clueless?
What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that the parents aren't clueless. No, they're not
Well, we're
clueless.
not children, and we're not children either.
But I will say that a lot of these parents don't really know. They're not up on game on what the children, what they
Uh-huh.
really like and what they're really into.
Well, they could ask. They're not smart parents.
I mean, you can go ask your kid, but your kid might be like, "That's weird. Like, why are you asking me this?" Like,
You know, you'll be a parent one day. Um, there's some things parents don't want to know, quite frankly. But my personal opinion, and my father used to do this. You answer questions, you get your answers to questions by either asking or being there. Um, that's the way I was raised. Because I think in some ways parents know their children, especially when they're young. Sometimes parents know their children better than the children know themselves. That's a good parent to me. You're not going to be right about everything, but you will have a very good idea of what your child is capable of, and what they're not capable of, and what they should or shouldn't be doing. That's parenting to me. So no, you're right. I'm not a kid anymore. Wasn't a kid in these days. Not sure of what my son, every like and dislike. However, I have a pretty good idea of what he's capable of, and I have a rough idea of what he likes, especially when he asks me for shit.
hey, Rich, let me see. I'm gonna post. I'm damn. I want to post this comment. Um, I want you guys to read this. I don't know if I should post it back here or post it in the. I'm gonna actually post it in the.
Can you put it in the chat, or the YouTube chat, or this chat?
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna actually put it in the private chat because it's kind of long to put it in the. But yeah, but look at that.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
And tell me when you done reading that, Stanley. And that's that. Tupac said that.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound disrespectful to white people, but that's white people. That's a white people thing. When you turn 30, I, nah. It has some truth to it, but old black people aren't necessarily like old white people. I think black elders can be awfully wise and a good resource.
I think that statement has some truth to it. I just don't know about the age of 30. See what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of black people they get of a certain age and they just like, yeah. Like I'm gonna tell you this. I've met a lot of ex Black Panthers or ex people like to say this. Ex people that was in the movement. Like, yeah, I used to be in the movement, but then I just realized, man, it really wasn't. That's like, I'm saying, like, it's something I don't agree with, but I have heard a lot of that. I just don't agree with that age 30. But I have seen this before, though. You don't want to fight no more. For real.
Right, man. It's just like like man, I don't really get that shit. Like everybody wants you to like like people should be allowed to express themselves. Like it's like this narrative going around where it's always somebody trying to play the big dog over you, and they always trying to tell you, watch your mouth, man, shut up. Like it's
Mm-mm.
always gonna be somebody that's trying to do it. You can feel like that in any arena in your life. You know what I'm saying? You can feel like that in the business arena. You can feel like that in just the arena of life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like but I remember Born, you said it's a comfortable, what you said, a comfortable cell in a prison.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yeah,
it's just like
absolutely.
in this prison, man, it's all type of gangs up in here. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, when you say you don't consider me a fighter, I on the on my main Discord, I go against a lot of trends because I'm one of the few like left of center people on there. And I think once you get older, you pick your battles better. You
Mm,
don't have the energy to fight every battle.
I
I
tend
do
to
know
agree with
there's
Stanley
some
on that.
things I'll draw blood on, but not many. And I also have to be sure I'm going to win the fight.
I tend to agree with Stanley on that. Like all battles aren't worth fighting. They're not. Like that's something I'm gonna speak on in a little bit on this live stream. It's like all battles aren't meant to be. Like you don't have to fight everybody, especially the people who don't exist, man. What they always say, fuck. Oh fuck, I forget the cliche, but yeah, like come on, man. The lion doesn't fucking roar at the little cat. So all battles aren't meant to be fought. But it is something that once men get of a certain age, then they just kind of lose that umph. They kind of lose that will to fight. They just say fuck it, and that's why I use that phrase in the movement because that's what older heads used to like to tell me. They'd be like,
Yeah, but
oh shit, boy, you on your pro black shit, man. I used to be in the movement, but now, man, I don't kind of, I just
yeah,
realized
but
I had
born.
to raise my family, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
and that's exactly why you tend. I mean, probably one of the few things I would actually go to war over would be like a threat to my family. I will fucking you will suffer. I will make it my personal mission. And if I die in the process, I'm gonna come back and haunt you. But you tend to have a lot to lose and a lot of other things that you value once you and you know me, I was old, getting old when I got married and had a kid.
mm-hmm.
So I might value things a little bit more than a younger person. But it doesn't mean you lose your passion. You spend your money better. You spend your capital, your emotional capital, or whatever it's called. You just learn how to spend it in a wise manner. to
Let me
to
ask,
me, and maybe that's excuses.
no, let me ask you something, because you said something key there, right? You said you would die or kill if someone threatens your family, right? But what if you can't?
Wouldn't think about it.
What if you
That's
can't?
something I don't have to think about.
I don't know.
You will
What
die if you threaten
what if
or
you what if you can't see the threat, right? Like Stanley,
understood.
somebody, like it could be said that people are attacking you and your family right now with needles.
With what?
Uh, with needles, right? Right.
Well,
You think about what's going on. I mean, you may disagree, but if you think about what's going on, right? Everything that's going on right now, then some people would say, yes, Stanley. I mean, you say that, but people are attacking your family with needles. So you may not even you may not even see all the threats.
But that's a choice. I mean, if it's the needles I think you're talking about, you make the
Mhm.
decision whether to deal with it or not. Um, so,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
but
of course, and then until they tell all the kids that you have to have it to come back to school. You see what I'm saying? Like
well,
it's
my
a choice,
son's
but
school
then it
in
becomes
Georgia,
beneficial.
they
You see what
they
I'm saying?
wouldn't they wouldn't I
Yeah,
was
you
going
lucky. You lucky. You right, Stanley. You lucky. You
no,
right. We in the
I
South.
was
We
gonna
in the
I
South.
was
You
gonna
lucky.
say all the I was gonna make a Confederate flag joke. You know,
Nah,
the only people wearing masks down in Villa Rica, Georgia, they all have Confederate flags as masks. But um, I mean, I'm in Georgia,
yeah.
so you
Yeah,
know
I
the
was just
South as
saying the
well as I do.
perceived. I guess I was just speaking on the perceived threat. You know what I mean? Because I think we
Right.
all feel like, yeah, man, I would protect my family by any means necessary. But then I don't know, man. We send our kids to these schools, just fucking teaching them that you're nothing but a slave. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but that's where the parenting comes in. I don't consider my son's school the main, I consider it a major source of education, but um as a and now I'm putting this in quote marks, as an educated parent, there are a lot of things that I'm sure my son has learned that he doesn't learn in school. And I get it. My parents, when I was growing up, dude, I had my library card at like 6. My mother was is a smart woman, and so is my father. And there were just so many things. I would say 50% of what I know that's not book learning, um, my parents taught me. So I consider being a parent a huge responsibility. I'm just one of those dudes. Um, I take parenting probably too seriously, according to my 15-year-old son.
yeah, of course, he's gonna say that. Of course.
My father used to say, I could be out on a bar stool, somewhere. And when I was my son's age, I was like, yeah, I wish you would. Please, take some time off from being on my ass.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess I was just speaking on the perceived threat. You know what I mean?
Well, I know what you're saying. I just don't I don't think I see it in the same way you do, but there are a lot of people who see it as a perceived threat and, aren't I mean, at least you have some choice in that matter.
Mm.
Oh boy, I sense disagreement.
No, no, I'm just eating. I'm actually eating, man. I'm tripping. Actually eating.
And Christina saying we become more. Oh, that is so true and disappointing. I was hoping no one would bring that up. we become old, Christina. But you're not wrong.
In my mind, especially when it comes to parenting,
Yeah, I
I think I parent. I I raise my kids a lot like my parents raised me.
and
But
you
the
know the
difference is
biggest the funniest thing my parents have told me recently, you're being too hard on him, Stanley.
exactly.
I'm like, what?
Hmm.
W- y- Apparently, y'all are so old you've forgotten what it was like
Hmm.
because you would have whooped my ass.
This is a fact, Stanley. Like I say,
Yeah, it's
the
good being
grandparents are soft.
grandpa, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
You
grandparents are
don't have to
soft,
deal
man.
with this.
Well, not every day. You just come through when you want to. Yeah. It's dope being a grandparent.
I
Yeah.
would say.
My
I'm
fault.
sorry. I've kind of taken over here. I'll
Yeah,
mute
you
and
good.
listen to y'all a bit.
No, you good, Stan. I need you to talk while I try to eat some of this food, man. Hungry. Hungry. Mm. Never
Well,
do a live
Unpopular,
stream
what
hungry.
did you think about my soliloquy?
Hey Stanley, I'm gonna need you to dumb that down because you know I don't know what that means.
Oh man, now that's even worse.
If
I'm
you say
old and
soliloquy,
I'm
you don't
old
know what's.
and bloviating.
Oh,
You'll understand when you have kids, Unpopular.
I'm not having kids.
You damn well better. We
oh.
I'm
need
not
we need more yous.
I'm not having kids, man. That's over with.
Why you say that? Unpopular.
Because um all right, I'm glad you asked that question.
That's it.
Like man, it's hard to explain, but man, I don't even know, man. Like I, I, I just don't see it. Like I just don't see me having them. Like I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have them. No, it's great to have kids, but it's just like I don't think I don't think I'm not ready. The word is not ready. I don't think I'm built for that responsibility. Like I'm gonna be honest
Mm.
with you. I'm not built for that responsibility. And you know that's kind of personal to me. But I'm not gonna say I admire, but I will say that I do mutually respect men that you know, especially black men that go out there, go through what we have to go through in this country, make it through, have families, have children, take care of their children, and carry on their bloodline. Like that's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing, and I really want to big up all anybody, not just black men, you know, any man, but particularly black man. Just big them up for doing that because it's just like you know how I came up, man. It was just like, man, you just out there on your own, like, and then you learning the world on your own, like, and nobody really showed me how to be a man. I had to learn this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody really showed me how to be a man. So I just I just took my grain of salt and just I dashed that on whatever I was trying to cook up, and I'm trying to make that my stitch. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay for me. You know what I'm saying? That's all right for me. Like I look in the mirror and I can live with that. Like my darkness, I'll be honest with you guys, is personal for me. My darkness and what I got going on, like
Yeah.
I can live with that. That's something that's probably the realest thing I can say on this live. Like I can live with that. And it's dark for me because I made up a decision a long time ago after all the shit I was going through mentally and everything, my whole life, looking at my whole life. I said, you know what? Fuck it, man. I can live with it. Like if this is who I am, and if I don't have the gall to go out there and change my life because of I don't even know what to call it no more because you know people always give me words of encouragement to do
Uh-huh.
better and I always hear them, but it's not like I'm tuning them out, but it's really this darkness in me that is just like I'm not, I, it's this darkness in me where I'm just like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it's consumed my life, but it's to the point where it's just like I've learned to deal with it. Like I look in the mirror and I say, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I look at this shit. I say, and it's me. It's me. I look at it and I say, I don't know what the hell happened to you,
Yeah.
but motherfucker, we gonna deal with this shit. We in it for the
Gotcha.
long run. We gonna deal with this shit.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm saying? One day,
Unpopular,
one day at a time. We gonna deal with this.
you are so wrong. You are a creator. You create stuff. That's inherently positive. I mean, you may understand darkness. You may have dark moments, dark clouds may hang over you, but creating stuff is inherently positive and not dark is my point. So I don't know. And again, I'm old. Maybe I just see things differently.
Mm.
But if you have the will to create and you do create, you can only be so dark.
Yeah, let
You're
me ask
not
you.
a destroyer, you're a creator. That's
Mm,
not dark.
I agree. Let me ask you this, unpopular. So, so what do you plan on doing as far as relationship wise? You trying to get with a woman that already has kids, or what? How you gonna
Man,
do that, navigate through the relationship side of things?
that's a great question because the way I look at women, like I need a weird woman like me. Like she gotta be weird, bruh. Cause my
They're out
attitude,
there.
I mean, my attitude is just like it's hard to explain, but it's just like I need somebody that gets me. You know what I'm saying? Like because a lot of the women that I run into, like they they so plugged in. I say plugged in, not in a bad way. They plugged in, like they know what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
You
that's
know,
so
it might just take you a while, but I understand that feeling. You know, the woman you marry has to understand you. Be patient. She's out there.
man. I hope so, man. Because I don't want to be. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to be lonely. I
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
hell no, I
I
don't want
mean,
to be
that's natural.
lonely.
Yeah, that's
But
just natural.
I need somebody to understand what I'm willing to bring to the table, accept that shit. Because look, what I'm bringing to the table, look, baby, you can have all this. Let's make this shit work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like I didn't got to the point where that's why I say it's crazy. Like once you actually go to that, when you go through that maturity phase and you look at love, like when you like it make like that's why I say when you actually reach maturity, you start understanding that running the streets, that shit don't really, it don't really, it don't really mean nothing like that no more. I mean, it's you could do it, the, you could do it once you get comfortable, but
Right.
like when you lonely, you not worried about that. You just want somebody. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? You
gonna
like, man,
I'm gonna
fuck all this
tell
shit.
you
I'm lonely.
something that will sound dark, and there are gonna be people that will just think crazy, but I'm not sure that I really understood what love was until I lost my wife. And that's weird, but that's why I know excuse me, how it's dangerous, it's scary. I would recommend it though. But I'm not sure I really understood the ramifications until I just didn't have it.
What I want to ask you, unpopular, is so me and Stanley was talking about sacrifice, right? Stanley was talking about sacrificing the looks and certain shit. Now, are you willing to sacrifice that idea of you're not having kids? You think you're willing to sacrifice that if you met the right woman and say you don't have kids and she didn't have any kids and that's something she really wanted to do?
Yeah, but I'm gonna need her to be stronger than what I am because
Mm,
I'm not gonna lie. Like what how I'm gonna say this? Um I said this in something. Just give me a second. Let me let me see. I can find this right quick because where is this at? All right, yeah, that's what my soul is delicate.
okay.
So one thing I notice about women with the way that they nurture, like I respect that about them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the times, like you don't know you have a good thing until it's gone.
Yeah.
That's what my first relationship taught me. Like um the first relationship that I was in, it was a serious one. And I mean, this girl would try to do everything for me. She would like make like it because at that point in time I used to be on some little boy shit.
Mm,
And she used to be like, I'm gonna help you find a job. I'm gonna help you fill out applications. We gonna do this. We gonna finance our own car. We gonna finance our own apartment. I'm gonna stick with you through it all.
yeah.
But I didn't know the value of a damn dollar. And that she used to piss her the fuck off. She used to be like, nigga, you need to stop spending your money on dumb shit and
Yeah.
bring this money home. and,
Mm,
and I used to be like, when you're an adolescent and your mind don't know nothing about maturity, it's not like you trying to ignore her, but it's just like you doing this shit unconsciously. That's you know how they say women mature a whole lot faster than men. I think that's
yeah.
true.
I agree with that too. Somebody tell me the other day they don't agree with that, but I do too. But go ahead, unpopular. I agree with that.
So it's just like, man, she used to do everything for me. And when it came down to it, she was just fed up. She was like, I didn't wasted all this time. I'm still young. I can't. I guess she thought I never was gonna get right. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's how it ended. And that hurted me a little bit. And I was just like, damn. So like when I look at women now, it's just like, shit, like if I was to meet one, I'm gonna tell her straight up. I'm gonna be like, look, this is what I got. This is what I'm bringing to the table. Is this enough? Is this enough for you? Is this enough for we? So, look, like this is what I got. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm bringing to the table. And if you could actually help me upgrade myself and get to a better place, then I'll do everything in my power to do that. But sometimes I feel like you need the right things to influence you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like having a woman, being with a woman and having a life with a woman that's a very good inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want a life with you, so I'm gonna do what I have to do so I can keep you. You know what I'm saying? So because a lot of the times when you just look at people need something to hustle for. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think kids are important. Because if you have kids,
Hmm. There you
it,
go.
it makes you say, oh man, I gotta get this bread. Like
Right.
what? I got
Even when
to.
you're young minded, unpopular, I want to throw that in. Even when you're young minded, right? And when you don't even really understand the value of a dollar and all of that shit you said earlier, a child makes your mentality change. Even if you don't get it right then and there, a child, having a child, you'll eventually get it. That's what I think. Well, some people don't ever get it, but for the most part, most humans are just gonna say, "Oh shit, I have a child," so
Yeah,
therefore,
failure is not an option.
mm-hmm,
But
yeah,
fail, but fail. Hey, you might failure is not an option. Shit, I say otherwise because I say
Well,
you can definitely choose failure. It's
I
out
mean,
there.
unpopular, you kind of know my background. Um, I you know, I can have a dark mood every now and again, but there's some things, even as a young man, that you know that I don't. There,
Right.
there are things that you've experienced that I've not. So, sometimes I know I sound kind of like a Pollyanna here, but um, I think things, and I don't think of myself as an optimist, but when I talk to you, I I do think of myself as an optimist. Um, I think you are going to exceed your expectations, quite frankly.
Yeah, yeah. I think the brother's gonna go on to have a big, beautiful black family. I think that brother's. I think that's what's gonna happen.
And then he's gonna call you 20 years from now, because I'll be dead, and go, damn, that Stanley was right.
Yeah, man.
Probably not.
I know that's how the brother feeling right now, but I think he's gonna go. Boy, that's why I was asking him the question. At least he's gonna go on and be a nice stepdad, man. If he don't want no kids, but something gonna have to shake unpopular. He wanted to be a stepdad, real dad.
Hey,
Some
I'll be a stepdad. I ain't got no problem with that, but like, it's just, man, I'm down. Like, but I'm gonna bring
I
a lot of
I'm
I'm gonna bring a lot of respect to the situation, but at the same time, it's just like, you
I
know what I'm saying?
I'm
if you feel like
man,
you're not ready, you're not ready, right?
right,
Even though
Right.
I do say unpopular, you're never going to be ready, right? It's like when I ask people, "Oh shit," I say this, "Oh shit, you do this hustle on the side, man? That's brilliant. Why you don't do that full time?" They say, "Man, I ain't got my money right." You see what I'm saying? You know, black people always like to say that, man. Yeah, I just ain't got my money right. And I tell people, you're never gonna have your money right. Jump off the porch. It's just like with kids. Like you're never going to be fully prepared to have a child. I don't care what nobody say. It's no handbook to parenting. So you can have set up in the nice way you want to, but it's never going to be you're never going to be quote unquote ready. That's what I think.
I'm gonna tell you, and God, I'm gonna sound like an old man. Um, I It wasn't like the old days where you'd be outside, you see it on TV shows. I was the first person besides the doctor, I guess, to hold my son. And, he was crying. And then I put him on my shoulder and he stopped. And that is probably the best moment of my life. He
Hmm.
knew who his father was. He stopped crying once he was on my shoulder.
That's affection. That's the beautiful thing. The
And
first
I didn't cry. That was the only good thing, that I did that day. But um I man, that was just life changing.
nah, it
And
is.
I probably wasn't ready till I did that, but then I knew I was damn well ready
That's
once
it.
that happened.
Said here it is, right? Looked into that baby eyes and said, okay, here we go. I'm gonna do whatever in my power to not only protect you, but make sure you have everything you need in this life, in this world. You know what I mean? So it changes your life, man. Changes your whole perspective of shit, man. It's a beautiful thing. But I think my brother experienced that one day, man. I
He
think
will.
Unpopular
And
will,
and you
man.
know
Yeah,
what? He's going to be a better father than all of us.
I agree.
I
I
mean,
agree.
it's the ones that don't think they're ready that excel.
Yep, I agree. I agree with that, Stanley. So what about for you, Stanley? Any more kids in the cards for you, man?
Dude, I am 56. Um it's possible but not probable. And one of these days we'll talk offline about my feelings. There was it probably not is really my reply. But um the problem is I was 41 when my son was born, and if he waits as long to get married, hell, I might not meet my grandkids. So, I I don't want to be an old father.
Yeah, no. No, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, Stanley. You know I'm fucking with you, bro. Look, man.
Hey, it is always, you know what? I'd never think of it that way. It's I want to, now not having children does not mean, I don't want sex. It just means I don't want children. And 56 is too old, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot, Stanley. It's a lot, man. But what I would say to unpopular, man, get yourself together the best way you can. But like you said, bro, we don't want to be lonely. And that's why I was asking you about sacrifice. Like, what would you sacrifice? Because when it comes to relationships, we know that certain shit we have to sacrifice. Stanley said he would sacrifice looks. You know what I mean? That's why I was asking, would you sacrifice that
Well,
idea
I
of
didn't
not
say
having kids?
sacrifice looks. I said I would accept less than, drop dead gorgeous. But, I'm not going to marry, a squirrel looking chick. So,
I feel you on that. I feel you on that, man. Trying to
Nah,
wait.
most definitely though. I mean, that's kind of like, I feel like that's a technical question because not beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
touche.
is
Touche.
I'm not really one of those shallow type of guys. You know what I'm saying? I look with my good eye. You know what I'm saying? I look with my good eye. I'm not too big for my britches, man. So um you know what I'm saying? When I see women, I'm already knowing what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already knowing like I mean, but you got to make a lot of sacrifices. I mean, cuz I don't know, like I just feel like you gotta I don't know, I gotta get out there and start going to places. Maybe I need to go to a bookstore or some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but don't
Try to find me a
unpopular.
fly chick.
Don't think of them as sacrifices. Think of them as trade offs. Because, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I Once you meet the right person, you gain a lot also. So think of it as trade-offs.
Right.
And also remember, she's gonna lose some stuff too. So, don't think you're the only player in the poker game.
Mm.
If you are lucky to find the one you admire, find interesting and fun. You don't give up anything. You gain and you enjoy them being who they are. I mean, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. I feel like, yeah, like I don't know, like I don't know. You guys just might be professional at picking up women. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
You
Nah,
you
it's
guys,
a
are
struggle. Let
that's
me tell you.
born rich. That's not
Nah,
me.
that's not me at all. I tell you, it is a struggle, man. It is, man. It is. Cause like I was saying earlier, man, like I know what I don't want. Right? And I can sit here and go through the checklist of the things that I do want, but I know for sure what I want, what I don't want, and what I can't deal with anymore. And that's the bind I'm finding myself in right now.
Yeah, but Bowen, you're still like in your 30s. That's young, dude. Um, Knowing what you don't want, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, like I know
Um,
what I don't want to deal with.
right.
Off the top, I know that. You know what I'm saying? I know if I
Well,
can't deal.
that narrows it down. You might have to wait a little bit, but um, you're not going to waste time. That's for sure.
Oh no, I'm gonna figure it out, man. I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah, once I,
And you can start with that piece of paper.
yeah, we ain't doing that, Stanley. You know better than that. We ain't doing that, man.
I know. I'm teasing.
The first thought is gonna be wife number one, and then we'll start working on wife number two after that. But we gotta secure the first one first, you know. But when I secure the first one, man, now we're gonna have a live stream party. We're gonna have a live
Well, you're
stream
not
party.
that far from me. I might invite me to the
Yeah, man,
party,
we
man.
want a big party, man. When
You're
Born
you're
settled,
about
man.
2 hours away from me, and it would be worth the drive.
I agree with that, Christina, but some people are slow learners. Find your own meaning to life, but some people are slow learners. It takes some people 60, 75 years to find their own meaning to life.
Uh, that's an interesting statement. I'm not sure. I don't think you, and again, I'm being so personal. When I met my wife, I pretty much accepted the fact that I was going to be old and lonely. Um, I think sometimes, not every time, and this isn't everybody. It's stupid people like me. I found a lot of meaning in my married life, in a lot of definition. Um, I had my moments of silliness, but but I think a good partner will help you define yourself, and not even it's not something that's conscious. You just find the meaning. And that's overly philosophical and probably silly, but that it was just my experience.
Mm.
Hey,
I agree with that, Christina. Take your time because I have been a victim of that too. I have been a victim. Well, not when I say I was a victim, I mean that I have been with somebody who was a quote unquote rebound relationship because I didn't take my time. Right at that time, I was like a habitual relationship guy. Right, so I would get out of one relationship and jump straight into another one, knowing that I didn't even take my time to heal from that first one. So I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Take your fucking time, family. Take your fucking time.
man, I I ain't gonna lie. When my first relationship went downhill, man, that shit put me in a downward spiral. Like I started learning all type of shit. Like I started reading on astrology. Uh
Mm,
I started learning about romance and shit. I was like, man, my next relationship, I gotta be game because I can't lose another one. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like one thing I learned, like when you go through like when you in relationships with women, man, and they go bad, or like you gotta learn from the situation. I feel like it's a growing process. Like educate maturity is part of education. So you gotta continually trying to up your game and about what you know. And one thing that I really picked up was um men gotta learn how to be more romantic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
like romance is like that's the type of shit that women want. And I'm not trying to be like
I well,
I'm not trying to take it in that direction, but I'm saying like that's the type of shit that women like romance and shit, because it's like they want to feel like you care about them. You know what I'm saying? So I
I
don't know,
I
man.
man, that's an interesting statement because again, being old, um, do meet women on their own terms, and don't assume anything.
Man, I retract that statement, man. I take that back. I ain't even say that. I didn't even say that. I
No, no,
retract
no, no,
that
no. I'm
statement.
just telling you, I I have found it dangerous to assume anything. I've also found the easiest way to get to know a woman is ask questions that you might have. I know that sounds dumb, but um I just found simply asking.
You actually, you Stanley, have you see? I've never actually. Have you actually ever had a conversation with a woman? Like, I know
Yeah,
you're older.
I
No,
was married for 8 years and never had a conversation.
no, and that's crazy. Look, don't take it the wrong way. What I'm saying is the reason why I asked it like
You
that.
do know I'm 56 and I've dated a bunch of women.
Right, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, at a point of time, I remember that I didn't even know how to communicate right. Like, sometimes you just got to know how to just just talk to women. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even, like, it's to the point I'm starting to realize
Treat them
now.
like people.
But a lot of people lack communication skills.
You
I'm
don't.
I don't, but I'm starting to understand that people do, and it's just like,
You know, you can't help them, and it's not your job to help them unless you're a communications, teacher or professor. You worry about you. You have great communication skills, and a good communicator will communicate. That's my experience.
yeah, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to a woman about anything, you know what I'm saying? Like,
She's a human being first. And as long as you're not just being, a huge dickhead, um, and this is, unpopular. This is so good talking to you because you're a young man, and please don't take this the wrong way, but these are things I'll probably talk to my 15-year-old about. Um, I think young men, especially teenagers, like 15-year-olds, I made mistakes as a teenager, not huge mistakes, but don't be intimidated necessarily by women. Be yourself, be polite, be your good self, how your mother raised you. Um, Women aren't these huge Kevin Samuels level. We need to figure them out with a YouTube show. They're human beings.
right.
And if you're intimidated by a woman, and I've dated models before who were intimidating. If you're intimidated, find another relationship. Comfort is what you want. Not too comfortable, but you don't want to be intimidated by you don't want to be intimidated in a relationship. And I know I'm talking too much, but I do feel passionate about, some of these things. And you're a good young man. A woman deserves you. The right woman deserves you.
Facts.
I agree. I agree,
I sound
family.
like grandpa, don't I?
Nah, you good, Stanley. You good, brother. You good, brother. But yeah, family. Where we at? 2 hours? I think 2 hours was good today, man. Oh man. I hate to wrap it up, guys, but I got some moves to make. Getting a
I
little
enjoyed
later
it,
on.
Born.
Now, Stanley, I always enjoy you jumping on the panel. Same thing with you, Unpopular, man. I always enjoy you, brothers, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
Black
Yes,
peace,
sir.
everybody who came through today. We cool with 2 hours. I know we've been going fucking 22 hours and 17 hours, but I think today is just a
That's
nice little cool
probably
down,
why
man.
you can only do two.
Yeah, I mean I could do more, but
No.
I got some running around to do. I seen Lady D in the chat, but she didn't jump on the panel to hold it down while I go do some running around. So we'll just leave it at two, man. Ain't nothing, short, concise. I guess the main thing of the show was Oh, I guess I can listen, man. I am not part of any type of red pill manosphere movement or any type of anti-woman movement or anything. So I just noticed that it was kind of like a narrative getting pushed. I heard like two people say, "Yeah, I thought Born Rich was part of this red pill manosphere movement." I'm like, "Slow down, brothers. Slow down." Like I criticize everybody. To me, nobody's above criticism. Nobody. I don't care if it's your race, your gender, your religion. Nobody is above criticism. Criticize who the fuck I want to criticize, but don't try to put me in a box and say when the shit hit the fan and you get mad and say, "Man, see, I was really only fucking with Born Rich because I thought he was part of the manosphere." I'm telling you straight up, no, I'm not. That's not my agenda with this channel. That's not my agenda. It's not what I stand for. That's it. So that was the main argue. That was the main thing I really wanted to address on this one. And let me address another thing, guys. So y'all know I stand on these YouTube streams and I say protect your energy. Protect your energy. I got word today that it's another YouTube owner, YouTube personality, or whatever you want to call them, that's been taking footage from these live streams and reviewing them on their live stream. Like, what is that, family? That's it.
I
At
ran
least,
into one today.
and my thing is, listen, if you're gonna take this comment and share it, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Just you just stop it, really. Like, really, just stop it. Because it becomes like you don't have content of your own to create. That you got to take content from me, put it on your channel, and then discuss it. Like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing? That's why I always say being weird. Like, to me, that type of shit to me is weird. Now it's okay to do it every once in a while, but don't make your whole channel about what happened on Born Rich's channel the night before. That's weird. To me, that's weird. Now, let me say this to the people that's sending me that content. Guys, guys, I protect my energy. I always use this analogy. Salute everybody. All the new people coming in. Salute. But let me tell you something, man. How I protect my energy, unpopular. I guess what's the saying go? How does the saying go, unpopular or Stanley? If a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, or what? How does it go? Somebody break that down for
It doesn't make a sound, doesn't make a sound.
me. Thank
But
you.
see that, oh my goodness, you know where I'm gonna go with this. But the tree did fall.
Yeah, absolutely. But if I didn't hear it, if I didn't hear it make a sound, then I don't know the tree fell. I don't. So I don't. You know why? Because I don't go on them people. I don't go on them people's YouTube channels to hear my name. I
Touche.
don't. I'm never over there. And I can't tell other people where to go on YouTube. YouTube is a big place. If you choose to go over there, go over there. But keep the conversation over there.
You know the interesting thing though, the clip that I heard today, and I think people go wrong when they really don't follow up. The clip that I saw today made like a specific claim, and I listened to the clip because it wasn't long, and it's like this person didn't shit. Not only did that person not hear the tree fall, they fucking the tree didn't fall. It's it was like made up shit. So I kind of get where you're going. I think you're being nice because
Yeah.
I would probably be meaner.
Yeah. So I mean, my thing is, man, listen, family, y'all broke. Yeah, my bad, Stanley. I missed. What did you just say, Stanley? What'd you say?
No, I the clip that I heard was so off base that it was like the tree didn't fall at all. There was no tree to hear because it didn't fall.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. If you listening to me, especially to my Discord family, if you listening to me, family, I don't want to hear it. For real. You don't have to clip it and send it to me. I don't care. I don't care. Let me tell y'all something. Come on, y'all. Y'all know me, bro. I travel around YouTube. If I really care, I would go get on that person's panel. Y'all know I'm not afraid to jump on no fucking panel and defend myself or defend anything I say. I don't give a fuck about that, man. So if it was really a problem to me, I would go over there, get on the panel, and say, and you can ask me any questions, and I'll tell you what's my gripe. But I don't have a gripe. I don't. I don't. I'm not into fighting everybody's battles. And like I say, man, I am so much in my YouTube bubble that the shit don't really happen on this channel. I don't give a fuck. I gotta be 100% honest. I don't care. I don't care. People can go make a 17-hour live stream on these 2 hours we did tonight. And I'm telling y'all straight up, don't send me shit. Don't clip it. Don't edit it. Don't send it to me. I don't care. I protect my energy on here. So I don't care. It's like I keep saying, it's the tree that's in the forest. I didn't hear it. So in my mind, it didn't happen. I don't have the time or the energy for that, man. I don't. It ain't stopping shit I got going on over here, and I am not stopping shit that they got going on over there. So you like I keep you
Actually, you should probably just rename the whole thing "Enter at Your Own Risk." Um,
sound crazy.
I born I can under kind of understand, but it's not your job. It's you're the host.
Thank you.
Now, there's some things, but I mean, big boys and girls will dispute you or, you know, verbally joust with you if they disagree, but
Yeah,
you're
that's cool.
yeah, but you you enter at your own risk.
Yeah, that's cool. And I don't even mind people debating or saying I said some bullshit. Cool, cool. But the way I operate, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna have to happen on this panel. I'm just not interested in it anymore. I'm not. My last one was a few weeks ago. I ran and went on somebody's panel because everybody was saying, "Yeah, Born Rich, they talking about you. You need to get over here and say something." And then I jumped on a panel, and then I realized these people on these panels, they're family. I'm the outsider. They're not gonna let me come onto their panel, their family, their community. I'm the outsider.
Right.
And then I'm getting mad because they cutting me off or putting me in the background or muting my mic. I can't get mad at that. I just do stay over here, create my own community. So when that outsider comes on the panel, if we feel like it, we can mute their mic, put them in the background. You see what I'm saying? So I am not addressing no type of fucking YouTube slander or no bullshit unless I feel like it. Man, some days I might be with the shit.
Awesome.
Y'all know how I get. Yeah, some days
No.
yeah, some days I'm on bullshit. If I wake up one day and hear something and I'm on bullshit, which I probably won't hear because I shouldn't hear it. Like I said, if people stop sending me the shit, I won't know the tree fell in the forest. I won't know. I just don't know. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I don't give a fuck. But people want to bring it to me. So one day I may address it. But as of now, the way I deal with that is just stay away. Like I said, we're building our own little community over here, man. We don't need that. We don't need them anymore. We don't
and
need
you
them for content. We don't need them for panelists. We don't need them for anything anymore. You just cut ties. We was just talking about relationships. Think about how easy it is in your relationship to just cut ties.
it's not easy. However, um you have the bravery to create content. Dude, you and Unpopular are content creators. And you know what? The creativity, the braveness, Um, it's remarkable and not. Um, so what if you create controversy? Just don't,
Yeah.
create unnecessary stuff, but you're a
Yeah,
content
that's it,
creator.
man. That's because think about the content, right? Like this is probably gonna be clipped somewhere and used, Stanley, right? But imagine if I
I
just
hope they do.
I know, but just imagine this, Stanley. Imagine if I titled this show, I am addressing this person and that person right now live. Then that gives them a whole nother show to do, right? We just said they're stealing content off of this channel and creating content on their channel with it. So if I came on and did 2 hours of bashing them and this is what I heard and review the tape and play the tape and stop the tape and rewind the tape, I could do that. I could easily do that. I could go review the show where she reviewed my show. You see what I'm saying, Stanley?
Yeah, but let it go. Um, I- is it really? I don't know. I think I'm getting a clearer idea of some stuff.
Yeah, man. It's just
But born just it's not that big a deal, at least in my opinion.
yeah, because I can't get caught up in that, man. I started the show by telling y'all I just had a dope meeting Saturday with another content creator trying to work on shit where we can contribute and push out content. I don't want my name associated with bullshit. I don't. I can't have it. You feel me? I can't have my name. Yeah, I can't have my name associated with bullshit and other people.
Right.
Hey Trilla, if you're available, pull up Trilla. Cause I did. Hold on. I did. I said
Well,
one of your
Lady
quotes
Divine.
earlier. I said one of your quotes earlier, Trilla, that I would really like for you to explain if you can. But yeah, but like I said, man, come on, bro. I am not getting caught up in no fucking back and forth. And let me tell you this. And man, this may sound horrible, but especially with fucking white people in the UK. How does that benefit Born Rich if I come on here and start slandering white people that's thousands of miles away from me? What is that gonna get me? Maybe 2 subscribers? Nah, I'm cool. I'm straight on that. Now, don't get me wrong. I could probably get 2,000 views and 2, 3 subscribers. I probably could get that. But come on, man. Like I said, I protect my energy. That's the number one thing I'm gonna do, and that's the number one thing I tell everybody to do. I tell everybody protect your energy over here. How the fuck do you know if somebody's talking about you unless you go there? Straight up, straight up, man. I use Triller for an example. If Triller did a show last night dissing me and slandering me, you want me to tell you something, Stanley? I would never know unless somebody tell me. I would never know. But then people come and tell me, hey, boy, somebody said something about you. You need to fucking ride out. And I'm like, ride out? Why? 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 Why should I
Yeah,
ride
but
out?
you're gonna reach a point, and you probably already have, because you're way more wise than I was in my 30s. Why would you give a fuck?
Thank you. Because that's really never been the content. If you really go back and look at all my videos, I probably have like two, maybe three of those videos, maybe. Just because somebody pissed me off on the other channel and I came over here and said some shit. But that shit was years ago, man. I'm so far removed from that. I'm done with that. What's going on, Trilla?
Yo, what's happening, bro?
What's up, brother? I quoted you earlier, Trilla, because I was listening to Trilluminati show earlier,
Yeah.
and I just want you to explain this. So you said a person who says they will not date outside their race is lying.
Yeah, I think they're chatting shit. I think they would. I just think they're just chatting shit.
You
That's
think
just my
everybody?
opinion.
So you
I
think
mean, like,
everybody who says that is lying?
I think, look, people might have a preference. That's fine, but that's a preference. Yeah, that
Yeah.
means there's a rank in that. There's an order in that. So at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that they're going to totally exclude people. If they do, then I think then they're just, you know what I mean, they've made that choice, isn't it? But it's not that they're not attracted to those other races. That's what I'm saying. They are attracted, you know. So they would date. That's what I'm saying. I know they would. So yeah.
Mm.
I
So
mean,
what
they
I had
just
said earlier is I don't know date. I don't know because I put it more to building a family, having kids, sitting down somewhere, right, Trilla? And I was saying me, man, like I said, it's easy for me to sit in my little house in Tennessee and say I would never. But I pretty much say, Trilla, I would never. Now, one night of fun, Trilla, maybe. I mean, I gotta admit, come on, I'm a man, right, Trilla? So one night of fun, maybe. But I just don't see myself settling down, having kids. But that's just me. That's my preference. You know what I mean? Not if you do what other people do, whatever the fuck they want to do. But my preference is just like nah. So when I first heard you say that comment, I was just like, no, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't say that everybody who says that they would never date outside their race is lying. I
I
think that's
just,
bullshit.
dude, I'll just ask my general opinion. Like I said, I think personally, like people, when it comes down to dating, they, you know what I mean, they probably just haven't thought about um certain options, or maybe they
Well,
have, I
you
don't know, but whatever. Yeah.
so you're talking dating, not marrying, right?
Well, dating, yeah, because dating and
Okay,
marrying are two
well,
different
that's
things.
not
So,
it's serious, but not, you know, life
yeah,
changing necessarily.
well, it could be, but you know, either way, it's just one of those things where I think, you know, a lot of people, especially, you know, when they're younger, I mean, in their 20s and that, they might just choose to, like, you know what I mean, explore a bit. Some people, look, I hear some people say they're not gonna, they only date certain races, right? And my point was on Illuminati is that I think they're chatting shit, all right? Because if they had
You
an
know what?
opportunity to
You
sleep
might
with
have
somebody else,
convinced me.
they probably would sleep with that other person if they, you know what I mean, if they wanted to. So like, it's not like that other person is completely off limits. It's just,
Now, you talking just men or women?
I mean, I would have to say both in that regard because it can't be biased in
Because
that.
I think women have a whole lot more, and this is hugely debatable, but I think women tend to be, or and should be, more discerning,
Mm.
if that's the right term. Men, I think, I think who you will date as a man is probably bullshit. You know, if you're making those kinds of choices in your 20s, because there'll be a lot of things in your 20s that, you know, you'll do, and shit, I'd done it. um, Women should and are, in my opinion, more discerning, choosy. So you might have a point, but I don't think it's a universal truth.
I mean, we basically we're built differently, and we're looking, you know what I mean, sort of like generally the same thing, but yeah, you know, different in a different way, or I mean, sort of like two, you know, different pieces, you know, building up the puzzle, right? I mean, so like, yeah, you know what I mean, you got to find a good match for you. So, you know, just got to work it out. At the end of the day, you know, you got to understand that it's just the age old freaking thing, isn't it? Relationship.
No, but you
Ah.
will have your preferences,
You might
and
have your
you'll
work
have your
preference.
reasons, and
Yeah,
you'll
yeah, sure.
break your promises. You will break your self-imposed rules.
If
That's
you choose
being
to, yeah.
human.
If you choose to, but you can abide by that as well, because again, some people are very, you know, adamant about their words. You know, they will stand by their word and they will never break it, and that's why a lot of people have respect, and to some people, respect is,
Not
you
20 year
know,
olds.
regarded highly. Huh?
I don't think 20-year-olds are too true to their words.
Well, there's always been respect, man. I think in every generation, you know, there's always been that sort of hierarchy, and people understand about respect and honesty and dishonest. It's been, you know, it's something that, you know, we get taught in schools and stuff as well. Like, we're not living savagely, are we? You know, we go to institutions where learning about morals and principles from a young age, you know, about good and bad and how we should be conducting ourselves. So, you know.
Mm.
Well, you must be in private schools.
No, no, no. I went to a public school.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, public in England is private in America.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Yeah, I would have to disagree with
Did your
that one.
parents pay money to send you to a school?
No,
Okay.
yeah,
So you're in England or America?
England, yeah, London.
I see.
Yeah.
Mm. So let me ask you this, Tritter. Now, if a person has a personal preference and they say, listen, straight up, I will never date outside of my race, is that person racist?
No.
Mm.
The thing is, it's interesting because the thing is, it all kind of depends on them to an extent. It's like if they think that there's some sort of superiority, which they probably might, which isn't probably that wrong either, because think about it, probably, you know, everybody, you know, kind of wants to find a good match for them, a good mate, to have good, strong children and, you know, healthy, you know what I mean, family and everything, which is not like, you know what I mean, a bad thing at all. So it's like wanting the best, looking for the best. It's just a natural thing, in my opinion. So racist, I wouldn't say, no, I wouldn't say so actually. But no, but it's a tricky one. It's a
It
tricky
could
one.
be a factor, but
Yeah.
not necessarily, is what you're saying.
Do you think women, yeah, date outside of their race to prove to themselves that they're not racist?
I would never presume that. That's such a complicated no, that's such a complicated thought thinking about it.
Just saying, like, you know,
I
some
no,
women anyway.
I don't know. That's such a complicated thought. Why would you theorize?
I'm just saying, innit? Like, you know, like whatever, innit? Some people
I
might just
have
do that.
known women
Yeah,
who would not but date outside their race,
yeah.
but it wasn't it was probably trained behavior.
Because you know, look, dating leads to marriage. Marriage is basically a family. You know what I mean? Like combination. You know
Disagree.
what I mean?
Dating does not
So
necessarily lead to I dating to marriage. I'm not sure I agree with that. It
yeah,
can, but it's not a
well, that is basically the whole. You know what I mean? Like apart from just having fun, right? Apart from the pleasure factor, you know what I mean? You are
well then
still
what you're
you
saying
still
is
yeah.
dating could lead to marriage.
Lead to, yeah, of course, it could lead to marriage.
Could.
You get me? It could definitely lead to a family, right? Is probably more likely it might lead to a
Not
family that having a child.
necessarily.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing's a
probably more
given
likely.
in dating.
It's probably more likely it will lead to a child being, you know,
It's
consummated
more
within that
likely. Okay.
relationship more than a marriage, right? It's because again, people when they're dating, you know, what I mean, it only takes one day, right, one night. So yeah, it's just one of those things. So yeah, it happens.
Dating one night. Man, that's interesting. Could you expand on that?
Well, it only takes one night to have a kid, man. It's that simple point.
Wow. Yeah, it's there's a stat out there that would confirm that, but you're that's pretty dark.
Is it? It's reality, in my opinion. Not really dark. It's quite a beautiful thing in that regard, you know, the nature of things.
Yeah.
Don't always need to be married to have children, man.
Who is that African goddess? Interesting.
Yeah, man. Each to their own. You know what I mean? Your preferences is what it is.
I don't know. My God, the older I get and closer to death, the more uh, I'm becoming more an optimist as I get older. How is that logical?
Don't know. Might be part of your.
Could
I
be
don't know.
dementia.
Yeah. Well, it could be in the stars. Believe in star signs and all that. Could be your sign.
So Trilla, let me ask you this, because you asked that question for a reason. Do you think that people can date outside their race to prove they're not racist?
I think they can. They might do that. They might just do that because they might feel like they need to prove something to themselves or to others. I don't know. Yeah. At the same time, it might just be their general preference. They might just be like really drawn to that particular kind of person. You know what I mean? Regardless of their background, they might just be like, "Oh, bam, I like this person." So is what it is. But some people might just do it thinking that they want to try something different. That's what some people think, I reckon, as well.
No, I get you. And yeah, moderators, man. If people just in the comment bullshit, man, y'all just feel free to time them out, man. Especially if they don't want to get on the panel. Trilla, let me ask you a question. Do you think that I'm racist?
No.
No, I don't think you're racist. I just think the way you're looking at things, I just think you could do things better in it. But there's always ways of doing things better. But I think that you're just looking out for your own people in that regard. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You know,
Well, if this is Born Rich uh, advice hour, Trilla, what advice would you give to me, brother?
it's born rich advice hour. I mean, if it's from someone like myself, I would say, obviously, man, just carry on doing what you think is the right thing to do, man. You know what I mean, and that's the only thing that you can do. I mean, otherwise, you're never going to be content. Apart from that, I would say, me personally, keep a open mind about things as well. I mean, just look for I don't know, just look for the bigger picture as well. I mean, if you think you can do something and it's important to you, just do it, man.
That is interesting. What is the bigger picture?
Mm. Well, the bigger picture for me is something more global, isn't it? It's got to be a
No.
global institution that is going to.
Well, I did ask about your thoughts.
Yeah, that's basically for me. That's what I think. That's the only thing that will work. Something like, I don't know if you ever seen Star Trek, something like that, where the world is sort of like, I mean, everybody's working together harmoniously, under one sort of, you know what I mean? One thing, one world, isn't it? One flag, one banner,
And
So,
that's why it's a TV show.
well, no, it's not, because the thing is, the idea, right? The thing is that in reality, we only have so much resources, and we have to work together, right? To get the best out of this world, right? To get the best for ourselves, we need to work together, and we can work harmoniously together to provide ourselves with a good life, and share the resources. And the thing is, obviously, the system that we got today is where certain people are going to profit massively from all of this, right? And the rest of us are just going to be picking up the crumbs. It doesn't have to be like that. The thing is, we can change it now while we still have resources left. You know what I mean? Before we exhaust the majority of it or whatever. I mean, I don't know how long the natural resources will last for. But obviously, we got to revolve in it. We got all the solar. We got so much science coming up nowadays. We can definitely utilize all of this stuff to ensure that our future generations are going to be well protected. And we create a better world for them. I think that's the best thing that we can do.
Huh.
What's going on, brother Mike? You there?
What up? What up? What up?
What's going on, brother? What you got to add to the convo, man?
Man, you read my comment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people would disagree, but what made you say that comment that the black woman's womb is the closest thing to heaven?
You got to go there to know what I'm talking about, brother. It's just a black woman, man. I just can't describe it, bro. I just can't describe it. I just can't. That's how good being with a black woman feel when you got a real one.
What's up?
I'm gonna take that when
I
black
guess I
women
want to ask
are a
Stanley.
force for good. I will agree with that. I'm kind of changing language, but they're also a force for freedom, right?
Yes, agreed. I don't know. I guess I want to ask Trilla. Trilla, what do you think when you read that comment? The closest thing to heaven is a black woman's womb.
Um, it's a nice comment.
It's a nice comment.
It's a warm comment. Yeah, quite warming. I don't know.
So, um, I'm thinking of my mother, who happened to be black. I think in I think black women are the strongest uh purveyors of freedom. They want freedom for their kids, their sons. And I'm thinking about being a son of my mother. They I will not accept the fact that their black men are free, and it's going back to, and this is off topic, I'll limit it to black women who have sons and daughters, but I'm a son of a black woman, so I'm thinking about sons. They want their sons to be free, to make choices and live their lives. Is that a true statement or not?
It's true.
Okay.
And you know, I got
Then
that quote.
we
That's
can
a quote.
stop there.
You know, that's a quote, Born Rich, that I put up there. That's from Ishaka Musabara Shango. That's his quote. Where you at, Born Rich?
Hey, Trilla,
Yo.
any comment?
Not really, man. I was just doing something. What was the question?
Trilla, you in the UK, right?
Yeah, bro.
So, what part of the UK you live in?
I grew up in London.
Where do the black people go?
I would say everyone comes London. But yeah.
Is it a particular part of London where you'll find the majority of black people?
Um, probably certain parts. Yeah, that I've probably got more black people than other parts of London. Yeah.
Yeah, man, because I'm thinking about taking me a trip, man.
Yeah.
I need to know where to go. I need to be around my people.
Okay. Yeah, do that, man. If you want to come London, man. There's better people out here. I would say though, man, like there's better places to go than London, though. Yeah, it's up to you.
Where would they be?
Anywhere but London.
Hey, man, when I think of London, I think of rain, bro.
Well, that's a whole country.
Yeah. Basically.
I wish Bourne needs to rejoin. Um, However, when I think of England, there it's weird for an American black man to think of places. I wouldn't go to London. That would be a stretch. I think the more fun places would be the small villages and
Yep. That's it. Anywhere but London.
I'm
So you
thinking
go up
of the
north.
more I'm
Yeah.
thinking more of a political connection, man. You know,
Oh wow.
But
I
London's alright as well. But yeah,
I was
political
doing
house.
my research on London, man,
Yeah,
and that black struggle that they had over there.
I don't think it's anything like America's, but really and truly, I don't know, man. If you
No,
talk
it's
to
not as
people,
bad as ours, but you got to
uh,
understand they're dealing with a beast as well.
mm.
It wasn't as bad as ours, but and police brutality is police brutality. Murder is murder.
Oh yeah, I understand about that still, but I mean, you're gonna get isolated incidents. You get me right, but at the same time, if it's prolific, then that's obviously a problem. You know what I mean? Even if it's one person, it's still a problem. But you know, no system's perfect. We can only do the best with what we've got at the minute. I mean,
I have weird fantasies about where I would go. I've experienced cold and rainy weather. Um, the south of England wouldn't be where I would go. It would be very remote. And,
fair enough.
America has those same remote places. So,
Yeah, but there are a lot of nice places in the south. It's like scenically, Cornwall is probably the best area to go to. I've never been there, so I was always keen on going somewhere to
yeah,
Cornwall.
it's
Yeah,
by the sea. Uh,
yeah, yeah. I've never been. What you call it? So yeah,
that
places.
I could go
Yeah.
to, but going back to a point Unpopular made, uh, sometimes there's I think it was everywhere you go, the weather. I think it's a Jimmy Buffett song. Everywhere you go, the weather follows you, or something about depression.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, it's all right, man. It's not all that bad. And if anything, the weather's better in the south than it is in the north. In the north, it's more fucking rain, and wind and cold and snow. In the south, it's warmer. Probably less bad weather. Yeah, that's what it's like up there, man. So yeah, if you're not gonna come to England, you know what I mean, go check out like the northern cities and everything, man. Just go for it.
I was hoping Lady Divine would join because she's going to tease the f out of me.
Yeah, sure. What you
I
did
would
you, did you wind her up?
Hey, what is Brixton?
I
What
would
is that?
try not to, but you know where I was going, I would, and it's all like TV shows I've seen, but the interesting people don't seem to be in London. that is that's the weird part. The sophisticated people, they do go to Cambridge or somewhere like that, but they always come, and it is so TV showish.
Uh-huh.
Have you read Yves Lenoir?
About what? Red what?
Yves Lenoir,
No.
Brideshead Revisited?
What's that?
Oh dear.
What are you talking
He's a
about?
British writer who wrote about Cambridge.
Oh no, no idea, man. Not my forte.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, a little.
Yeah, give me a Tolkien book or something. I might read that. Uh, yeah. More interesting.
And then you will. I have never read Tolkien.
Yeah. Oh, is what it is.
Lord of the Flies was close as I could get. I've read other dystopian authors from Britain, but
I mean, I'm a huge fan of even though I've never read the books, which I intend to do at some point in my life.
oh no,
The Harry,
don't say it.
yeah, 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 the Harry Potter books, man.
Oh
So
dear.
Yeah, what's her name? J.K. Rowling. Oh my, I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. I love,
Really?
it was her story that captivated me, right? So
It
here's a woman.
is, interestingly enough, I've
Yeah,
actually read one or two, but it was my wife and her. It
yeah.
it's not bad reading. It is inventive, very creative, but have you read Octavia Butler?
No.
She's she died recently, but she was an African American science fiction writer, and she was also profound.
Okay,
She could teach J.K. a couple things.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Octavia Butler,
Yeah.
and I'm not a science fiction person. I'm not a fantasy person. My wife liked that stuff. I'm more uh these days I'm more history, but back in the day I was much more a James Joyce person. I like Anyway, I'm boring you.
That's
Octavia
cool. The thing is,
Butler is a better
yeah.
writer than J.K. Rowling.
Okay.
An African American woman
Yeah.
is oddly enough, and I'll bet J.K. Rowling has read Octavia Butler.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like I said, it's like, I appreciate JK for what she's done. Where she came from, her background was basically something like, a woman that was left destitute, what I mean, by her husband.
But see, that's
For
where I
for
don't
for
get off on
Now, but
her
see,
whole
this is
shtick.
the thing. For me, when I heard this backstory, I was just like, so she got left. Yeah, she had a baby, right, like an infant,
Yeah.
right, proper little baby, and what you call it? She was in Spain, and her guy left her for a younger woman. Proper
Well,
left her.
hold
Yeah,
on. She
yeah.
was in Spain. How did she get to Spain?
I don't know. They probably had some sort of
She
residency
could
there. Innit?
afford to get there, correct?
No, I mean I don't know the
She
exact thing,
wasn't
but
born in Spain. She's not Spanish.
what I do know is that she decided to leave, come back to the UK, and she was basically on job seekers allowance, and that's where she would go to a
Did
cafe.
you say allowance?
Yeah, she was on a um getting government funding, right, to government support to
I say.
for her money, right. And so yeah, that's basically like about 90 quid a week, I think, something like that. Maybe, yeah, I think something like 90 quid a week. So she was getting like that, and that was to support her and a kid. And basically she would go to a coffee shop every morning, right, sit with one
And
cup of
writing?
coffee and just write away. Pardon?
See, that's the problem. It's not a problem actually. It's the wrong word.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
how
saying
Harry Potter was invented.
Rowling. I'm not saying she's not brilliant.
Mm.
Nowhere she created stuff out of her mind that has changed the world.
Yeah, dude, she went through a very emotional, massive, probably
But
one of the most emotional points in her life, right? That is an
she's
emotional period,
talented in
you
that
know.
way.
Yeah,
But I think she she did good. And
dude, she did those. Dude,
I I
it's a pauper to king kind of like story.
no, it's not.
She made apps. She was on nothing. She had nothing, dude.
Disagree.
Yeah, and she wrote the books. Yeah, and she basically made a fortune from it, from the first one, second one, and her first book wasn't, what I mean,
From
like
her own
getting noticed
talent.
at one point. So, huh?
But she's not James Joyce.
But
She's
it,
not
I'm not.
Octavia.
I look, dude. I'm
She's
not
not
comparing her to
Octavia
other authors.
Butler.
Right? That's cool.
She
I'm not.
is a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
she is good at writing, she is good at creativity, but
Yeah.
she's not. In 100 years, they
Yeah.
will be talking about Octavia Butler,
Okay. Interesting.
but they
Interesting. I'm
won't be
pretty sure
talking
they'll.
about J.K. Rowling.
Interesting, because I'm pretty sure they'll be talking about J.K. Rowling, dude. I'm pretty sure she's world famous. But
White
right,
people will.
dude, it's not about white people,
Because
dude. Are you serious? Are you telling me? What
I
you,
am
bro?
dead serious.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter is well inclusive. I don't know what you're talking about. Isn't it not?
You're kidding, right?
Is it? Is it not? Is it? I
Oh,
think it's kind of inclusive anyway. Maybe I don't fucking. I don't know. Like I
I
said, I ain't read the book. I
disagree.
watched the movies. Yeah, and it is what it
I've
is.
seen the movies too.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. It's like end of the day, just because the lead actor or the lead role, you know, all three of the lead roles are going to be they're all white kids, right? Which is fine in my opinion. She's a white
What?
person
Whoa,
writing a
whoa,
freaking
whoa!
story.
Go back
Uh,
and say that again.
I said the
It is
three lead
fine.
characters, yeah, are white kids, right?
There
I think
was
that's
there
fine.
was a black kid or two, or
No, the three
did
leading
they get
actors.
killed like Star Trek characters?
I mean, I don't know if they get killed or not. I don't
Because you
know.
weren't looking for them.
I can't remember. I can't remember. I haven't seen the films in ages, but yeah, it's a good
Yeah, I
movies.
understand. I'm really just teasing.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But like I said, man, she's a major success, and she's an inspiration to most people. Like, I mean, like I said, someone at their low point created an absolute work of genius, right? From that being in a low point, and sometimes you need to be at your low point to be at your best. That's just the way some people operate. They work their best when they are struggling. Other people they flourish when they are flourishing. So everyone's different.
Yeah, I'm looking this up now. So what did J.K. Rowling do? She said something that was transphobic. Is that what the
Yeah,
people saying?
She did, but that's not the most interesting thing.
It's what comes up when I Google her, though. She
I
said
think
she
that's the
Yeah,
most
they
recent thing.
finna
she's
cancel her.
controversial.
Y'all think she'll be canceled?
Nah.
No,
Oh, look good there. Look good there. She's not. Why? Why?
Uh, this is not the show. One day we'll have to do and I see three. I want Lady Divine. I want
Yeah.
Tosh we need to do a Black Theory show. Tosh,
The mods. I trust the
Lady
mods.
Divine, Nine. I would love to have everyone on this panel. I need Charles.
Yeah. I mean, because that is. I mean, that's something you have to ask though. Why, and she right? Because we noticed that most other people who make transphobic comments, it's at least a conversation about them being canceled.
I don't know that she's transphobic. She's just that's an
What did she say?
Let me share it, man. I don't really understand the tweet that she said, but I'll pull it up though.
essentially men aren't women and vice versa. I think was her point.
Let's
So
see.
she,
Let's see if we
so
can
she spoke
decipher
the
this.
truth.
Yeah, let's see if we can decipher this, man. Hold on. Let me go back to the article. I was just looking at the article. I don't know. Mocking people who menstruate. I don't know where the fuck we going in this world, man.
She's a
Oh,
writer.
she did write an article though. Okay. So maybe the proof is in the details. What they call it, the devil is in the details. So let's see. Let's see, family. So this is just like the headline, right? People who menstruate. I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Womb bend, wimp pound, or woo mood. Creating a more equal post COVID-19 world for people who menstruate. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see, man. Said COVID-19 highlights the vulnerable amongst us across the globe. Those who are most vulnerable because of the crowded conditions that they live in, those who must continue working despite the threat of infection, and those who cannot absorb the shock of the economic impact of closed economics and I mean, economies in quarantine. I don't know. Let me see. What is she saying?
Why she got the black people on now? What
A
the fuck's up with that?
It said there's a facilitator talking about menstrual health and hygiene using a flip book at a workshop in Maranga, Kenya. I don't know, man. Oh, it's saying people aren't being able to get their menstrual materials. Um, yeah, the toilet, soap, water, private spaces in the face of a lockdown. Let me see.
She need to quit speaking in code and just say what the fuck she mean.
Yeah, she's saying something, man, but they done deciphered her code shit. They putting her ass on the chopping block. Chance of proxy for this observation. How the fuck is that transphobic though?
But man, it's just like this shit just getting out of hand. They too fucking sensitive, man.
It is getting weird, ain't it, brother Mike?
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. I've been having conversation with kids 19, 20 years old, bro, and they like, well, you can't say the F word, and I'm like, but you say nigga. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. If you don't have a womb,
Wait,
you're not a woman.
Young kids
Is that
say
what she's saying? Is that what she's saying? Mr. Emilio, I don't know. I don't know what she's saying. I don't know. I just heard y'all talking about it and pulled it up. So I don't know.
Man, these young kids today,
No,
they
lady.
is like they calling boys, girls, and like she wanna be called that. You gotta respect that. And I'm like, why? You know, and I'm breaking it down to them like it's not a woman. They're like, yes, she is. She's a girl. And I'm like, okay.
Oh shit, chemo.
She not. She got the same equipment that all the boys got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's just be real, man. You know what I mean? We got to be real with ourselves, man. We just can't be living in a fantasy world. You know, when a man just say he a woman and he calling himself a woman, but you still got your material to make you a man. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying, Mike, but then I gotta ask you, so hold on, brother. So what are you saying? Are you saying once that man gets rid of that material, that classifies him as a woman?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
But I'm saying all of them still got their material, so I'm just saying you don't even have that argument. That's what I'm saying. And then when you do cut it off, then I got some more argument for you. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, people who menstruate, nigga. She's speaking on behalf of all real women.
I'm not gonna go against that, but
I'm just saying, you don't think it's disrespectful to a real woman that
no,
gives you
you
labor?
marry real women.
You know,
why do? Well,
I'm just saying, man, you just can't jump in there. You just can't be a man and jump in there and say I'm a woman. That's something that they got going on. That's a birthright.
I'm not going to be able to defend my argument. I'm going to just throw it in there. You are right. I will be wrong. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Please let them be.
Man, we're going to let them be. But I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. I don't disagree, but you can't be mean in the process.
No, ain't nobody being mean. That's what I'm saying. It's like
God damn it, Aurora.
They take it too personal. You know what I mean? Like if say for instance, like if this young kid that was born a boy.
Yeah, but it's a kid. That's the first thing.
Listen to me. Okay, right. Listen to me. He's a kid. and he want to call himself
That's the
a
first thing.
girl, he want to say he's a girl, then I say, no,
Let-
you a kid, you a boy.
Yes.
I'm wrong?
No. A kid doesn't know there's, well,
Okay, what
we
about
are
an
going
adult?
to
If listen to me, Stanley. Listen
agree.
to me. Listen to me,
Agree.
Stanley. Okay, say for instance, I'm giving you an example. I went to high school with this kid, known him his whole
Where'd you go
life.
to high school? What
We're
state
grown
or
men
which
now.
city?
He come back 20 years later. He's
He's a
calling
girl?
himself a woman, and he's now a woman. Am I supposed to say, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" They'll be like, "What's up, buddy? What's up?"
No. But what did you say? That's the most interesting.
No, I'm just saying I don't know a situation like that. I'm just saying if that was to
How
happen,
did you meet him
I would call
or
him a
her?
man. I would call him a man. If I knew him from growing up as a boy, and then you leave and come back 20 years later looking like a woman, but still got your manly equipment, and I knew you from a man, even if you didn't have your manly equipment, I would still say you're a man. Am I wrong for that?
No. I do
So
think
that's where we at, Stan. That's where we at.
no,
That's why they so mad. They're so mad about that.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
I
They're too
did
sensitive.
have
It's
some
like we don't
other
even have our
things.
own opinion anymore.
I did have a homily. I think that you are such a man that you're bigger, more accepting, smarter, whatever the compliments can be graceful. Meet people where they are. And, well, that's pretty much it.
Sounds good, man. Listen, Stan.
No, it sounds
I don't
fine.
got time to be pretending. I don't live in a fairy tale pretend world. I live in a realistic world where if you get shot, there's a high chance that you will die. And the bullets hurt. So, you know what I'm saying? I just can't go around here saying, okay, I'm a goat now. Fuck out of here, man.
I
I
got
can't
it.
do that.
I get it.
I don't want this man in the bathroom with my daughter.
I
With my
got it.
little daughter, my little elementary school daughter.
You trained your daughter right, correct?
What do you mean?
I mean exactly that. You are her father. You are her daddy. You train that girl right.
Of course.
Give her a little bit of faith in how you raised her. Maybe that's my only argument.
No,
It's
man,
not
you're
a
not listening to
perfect
what I'm saying,
argument, and
Stanley.
yes,
Listen,
she
Stanley. Listen,
does
Stanley. Man,
need
you got such a good
protection.
heart, Stanley. You don't even know. You don't even know how gutter this shit gets, Stanley. Listen, Stanley. You got perverts out here in the world, Stanley. You got men that are not gay, but they're pedophiles and they're dressing up like women to get in the bathrooms with little girls. You understand what I'm saying, Stan? It's getting out of hand.
You know what, brother Mike? I will concede. Um, no, don't laugh.
Man, you concede all the time, Stan.
All right.
But you understand what I'm saying, though, right? You got to
I
see it from both
understand,
sides.
and I can't debate against it, but
See, this ain't got nothing to do with the transsexuals or the homosexuals or anything like that. This is more based on the perverts. You know what I mean? The perverts are going to masquerade and they're going to use y'all as a cover to do perverted things.
well then I'll let it go because you're probably right, but Michael, uh, I'm going to sound like an idiot. I just like I can't debate on an open channel in front of public because I'll sound like a white liberal. And I'm not white, not that liberal.
See,
And
Stan, this is
I
the thing
can't
about Born
defend,
Rich platform,
no,
man. We all open
I
and honest on the
cannot
platform.
defend my argument. And I don't want to. You're right. I'm fucking optimistic. You are right. I will concede. You have, you sound like someone who's been in the military. You prepare for all contingencies. You are right. I am wrong. Can we live with that? I am absolutely wrong. Can we concede? Can I concede?
Concede, brother.
I am wrong. But I want to make exceptions. But God damn it, you're right. You protect your kids.
Yeah, man, that's
Period.
not any means. But ain't nobody talking about that, man. It's like if we say something, we're anti this, anti that.
No,
Man,
you're not.
the projects that I grew up in, man, it was full of, we used to call them sissies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But I
we
didn't.
didn't do nothing to them, man. They was sitting around in the kitchen with our
What?
mamas. We all knew they was men, and we knew that wasn't the thing to do. But they
Well,
didn't. They didn't.
oh no. Actually, this is interesting.
They didn't flaunt it. Back in the day, when a man go in the bathroom and another man is gay, the gay man wouldn't even
Oh
go
no,
in there
no, no.
with the straight man.
I have no clue about that.
Yeah, the
I
gay
thought
people
you were
would stay
talking
outside.
about nerdy black kids who were smart.
Nah, man, I'm from the hood, man. We were smart, but we had street savvy.
Yeah, and there is a huge divide.
But nobody's homophobic or anything like that, man. It's just, it's just a lot of people are scared to say what's on their
No,
mind and
you
what's
got that wrong.
natural in the natural order of things. It's like I feel like it's something wrong with a person that goes off into
No,
a public
you're
place
absolutely right.
and start shooting up the crowd. You know what I'm saying? There's something wrong with that. And in that person's mind, it's not. You see what I'm saying? So we got
No,
to draw the line from what we perceive as reality and what the other people perceive as reality. So I'm gonna stick to my reality, and I'm not folding. You're not gonna tell me that this man is a woman. You're not gonna tell me that. I know better than that.
Yes, yes,
So
I
I'm gonna
will
keep
agree.
it
yeah,
moving.
but you're and Rob's on. I'll have to concede, but you
I'm just saying, man, how can you control? You know what I'm saying? You
you
can't
can't.
change my perception. You can change your name all day,
Yeah.
but you can't change
And
my perception. That's
I
ridiculous.
want to make a conceptual statement. Um, my parents were unicorns. Um, because Rob's gonna kick my ass. Um, Mike, you've kicked my ass, but
Hey, I don't think it's about kicking your ass. It's just about what
nah,
you
it's
think
about
reality.
being
What I'm saying is
being.
it's
No,
dangerous.
may I say one thing? I respect these two men. Um, and that's that.
Yeah, but my thing is how like the dangerous thing with that, right, is how far does it go? Like everybody says, man, you can do what you want. You can do what you want until a man dressed in a dress and a wig goes to my daughter's first grade classroom and tells her that don't identify yourself as a girl because you can
But
be
Rich,
anything
I've
you want
never
to be.
seen that. I grew up in Savannah, Georgia. The,
I
shit
mean, but
don't
yeah, but we
work
can't
that
speak for
way.
the black kids in New York, these in California, these extra liberal leftist towns.
Black people aren't extra liberal. That's not in our DNA. That's a white thing.
But
What's
no,
going on,
but no,
Stanley?
but Stanley, you're becoming more and more liberal your damn self. So what are we saying that's just a white thing? No, we are becoming more and more liberal.
No, we're not. We're becoming.
Hello, Stanley.
You need to read what I fuss at about Charles and Anand. White supremacy is, I do write about that.
I mean, white supremacy is one thing though.
No,
But
it's
but
damaging.
this go along to
White
get along. Listen.
supremacy
Hold
has
on, Stanley.
raised these
Hold
sorts of
on,
things.
Stanley. Hold on. I want to speak now. Hold on,
Yes,
because
sir.
our dear Queen Mother Francis Chris Welsing told us that eventually
No,
white
you're not
supremacy
quoting her.
and the listen, and the white
No, I
supremacists
love
will
her.
confuse us sexually. That's part of it, Stanley. Eventually, they will start
I'm
to
not going to
confuse us
disagree.
sexually. I wish I could talk, Stanley, but eventually they're going to start to confuse us sexually. So now we don't know if we're men, women. We don't know who we're having sex with. And then you're saying, "Born rich, don't worry about it. Just let them do what they want to do." But then in the same breath, you're saying, "Well, I'm trying to fight against white supremacy." We have to
Okay,
try to. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? That's
also
a facet
assuming they're
of white
black
supremacy.
parents.
I mean, of course, people got
And
black parents,
Frances,
but if you
that
tell
woman is a psychiatrist. She was brilliant. Um,
and you obviously didn't listen to her, Stanley.
yeah,
You didn't. She said that the white supremacists will eventually they will have us confused sexually.
I don't know that black people are that affected, are they?
What the
Well,
fuck are you talking
yo,
about?
can I chime in? I'll chime
Go
in when
ahead,
Rich is
brother.
done.
Go ahead, brother.
I just came in on the tail end of
Rob,
the conversation, but let me just point out two things. Can y'all hear me clearly? Because I'm talking through
yes.
A little bit, but really quick before you go, Stanley. This is what I was talking about. The drag queens reading to kids in libraries.
I'm
Yeah. So when you say, "Hey, I don't
I'm
even know. I grew up in Georgia." That's
black,
not happening. This is happening, Stanley. This is happening, Stanley. Look at the age of those
not
kids,
to
man.
my son.
Stanley, look at the age of those kids, man. It's black kids in that audience, Stanley. So we can't turn a blind eye and say,
But
"Hey, Born Rich, you should just let people be who they want to be."
Rich,
Now you let people be who they want to be until it starts infecting you, and then it's too late.
touche,
Now they're in the fucking classroom reading books.
touche.
So that's what I'm saying.
However, not my son.
Oh man, that's the most selfish thing you could ever say. You're not really
Then
fighting for the collective. Everybody can say that, Stanley. If that's the case, nobody should fight for the collective. If the answer to every
Rich,
question is gonna be is
I'm
if the question to the answer to every question is gonna say that's not taking place in my life, then why the fuck are we fighting white supremacy? Because I can say some people can wake up and say, you know what, I didn't experience white supremacy today.
born
So
rich.
why fight it?
Born rich. I'm going to accept your argument. I'm going to fight back against it, but I I grew up in Savannah, Georgia. So I'll leave it there, and we will have this discussion again.
Jump in there, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead, right here. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, Robbie.
Hey, Stanley. Yeah, I'm about to chime in real quick. The only
And
thing
kick
I can
my
think
ass
of,
too.
bro. Do you still have something to say? I'll concede. Are you
No,
good, Stanley? Okay, yeah. What I was gonna say was, look, there are people who are in the LGBTQ community that would even agree with Born Rich. And see, that's what makes the whole thing complicated. See, everybody has different agendas, but they'll get under one umbrella to accomplish a goal. That's why you had gay people get under the whole people of color and minority umbrella. See, minority was like any group that had their rights infringed upon, right? So everybody had their own agenda, you know, or should I say motive to get together like Voltron supposedly to make things better and have affirmative action, all that. Well, now things have gone so far left or so far fringed. The danger is you got people who are pedophiles that have said from the get-go that their goal for introducing, say, the acceptance of gay rights was so that eventually pedophilia could be accepted. And if you think about it, there's no P in LGBTQ. There's no P, just like people who say they're pansexuals. So we have to be honest that there are such things as perversions, regardless of whether you're heterosexual or homosexual, right? Now here's the thing. The main catalyst or sponsoring motivation behind pushing for gay rights had to do with economics. People wanted to get married, not so they could just piss off some redneck in the trailer. It was so that they can combine their assets, right? And have the same
I'm
tax
not
breaks
even
as
going to
ro-
economics. 100%.
were you still did you still have something to say? It kind of broke my train of thought.
No,
I like Brother
you
Rob.
have, Rob, you have boiled it down. Racism, white supremacy, it is all economics.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're drinking today like you were the other
I
day, but
am.
oh man, yeah, the other
He
day,
said I am.
the other day, yeah, you were sipping something. Not
Well,
sure what it
tell me
was.
I'm wrong about economics is the root of all evil.
No, I wouldn't say economics is the root of all evil, but the love of money can, uh, I guess you can say, encourage people's worst uh, moral, moral aspects of themselves to be selfish, right, and greedy. Selfishness and greed will always blind you to justify mistreating other people. So, but if you compare Rome, ancient Rome, to America, you can see a lot of parallels. Or even if you look at the Egyptians or especially the Greeks. Don't even let me talk about the Greeks. Whenever you started to have what they call hedonism, where there was no moral barometer, and people act like open homosexuality is something new. It actually isn't. I mean, in Rome you had senators. Again, if somebody wasn't considered a Roman citizen and they were a slave, they could do whatever they wanted to do with their property, very similar to what they would do to Africans, right? So I think even within the LGBTQ community, right, like, say there might be some woman that's a lesbian, and majority of those people will tell you when you look at interviews, even though they try to argue it's a biological thing, I think to a certain degree it's a psychological thing too for a vast majority of people, because they were, again, pedophilia. Somebody was a pedophile and molested them when they were younger, right? And then when you have the prison system, men, what is the biggest thing you keep hearing everybody say with Kevin Samuels and everything else? They want a woman that's fun, fit, and feminine. Feminine energy. That's the thing that
Yes,
people looking for
yes.
out of women. So guess what? When somebody's locked up in prison, they got some men who are flamboyant that may act feminine. But if they take it to a whole nother level and take hormones and get a boob job and put on a wig and all of that, depending on how long some people are serving time, it's like the culture is pushed to push you towards homosexuality and make you give up hope. And varying degrees of people may
Yeah, but
give in and compromise, right? So
Rob,
now, go ahead.
I I'm not going to debate, but you are, and this, you in unpopular, you are the young black men. I'm just, I don't want to say I'm old, but what are you fighting for?
Hey, real quick before you answer that, Schiffer, is that you, my man?
You know it's me, man. Oh
It,
man, what happened to you,
oh
brother?
dear.
Making sure ain't no porn bomb. They said you've been running around porn bombing the stream, Schiffer. Got to make sure.
I'd like to
Whatever,
fight
man.
with a
Whatever, D.
former Navy person.
I'm bullshit, man. Shout out to you though, Shifter. Salute, salute. I see it by your name.
Rob
You come in with some
has
smoke. But
some
we'll get to that.
experience.
We'll get to that. We'll get to the smoke in a minute. Go ahead, Stanley. Sorry about that, brother.
I'm not gonna. Rob is. I will listen to your decisions. You're as smart as GOJ. I just don't agree necessarily, but you have wisdom, sir.
Yeah. And I think, well, I guess let me ask Schiffer, man. Schiffer, so Brother Stanley said he thinks that we should let the LGBTQ whatever people choose to
It's a
do.
white fight.
He said we should let them be and just let them do whatever they're doing in the community. Do you agree? Should we call it out, or should we just be quiet and let that community do what that community does? Schiffer.
I think, you know what? Under certain conditions, I can let people do what they want to do and have nothing to say about it. But under certain circumstances, what we're living under right now, I can't really allow that, bro, because we have to understand this, yeah? When you got these man that turn into girl and girl that turn into man, it's not like they're walking with a card, you know? It's not like they've got some kind of identifier, yeah? So they can trick people. Can you hear me?
No, that's good shit. I'm agreeing with you. Good shit. Just because, real quick, just because it's actually movements online inside that community that is saying it's this a person that's in transition or that wants to become something else. They don't have to tell you.
Yeah, I think that's
It's
bang out of order.
disrespectful to ask. I heard somewhere it's disrespectful to ask ask them, hey man, are you a man? They
Yo,
said
Nah, fire
it's
for that.
I don't
Fire
want to
for
play
that.
devil's advocate, but I do
Okay.
got an interesting dynamic to bring to the table, right? Again,
Okay.
with all my years of experience up to this point, it's just my opinion. Now, look, we already know the legal aspect with the LGBTQ thing, and I'm not sure if it's now legal for people to enter a restroom and be of a different gender. I don't know if that's true. Now, I was just telling my wife here right now, I said, you know what's funny? I said, when we go to the store, that's even if I go back to Atlanta, right?
Take that off the screen now.
Oh
Hold
no,
on,
that's
Robbie.
what I
Sorry,
thought. I
one
was gonna
second.
ask. I'm sorry, Robbie, but
I
Schiffer,
take that off the
you want
screen,
me to
bro.
time
What
him
the
out? I
fuck?
know what
What
is
the
it?
fuck?
Yeah, I
Time
don't
that
know.
guy out.
I'm gonna
Get
time
rid of
him
that
out, man.
person,
All
man.
right, David, come on,
You
David.
need
What
to
is
block
that?
them for good. Block
Yeah,
that
that's
after that comment,
Oh, I
weird.
bro.
didn't even see it. I don't know what happened.
That's weird. Somebody said Schiffer
Fire
got
for
the
that. Fire
bubble
for
butt.
that.
Like
Fire
you
for that. Don't
wild.
repeat it, man. Fire for that.
That's a
Fire for that.
wild comment, David. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Rob. That
Yeah,
comment was just wild.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know if it was directed towards me. Now, if it was
No, I
directed
said
towards me,
Schiffer. It said no. I ain't even gonna repeat it.
oh, okay,
It wasn't
there's some
directed
beef
towards
there.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
All I was trying to say was, I don't know if it's on the books, right, that legally allow people to go into the restrooms and all of that. But the key thing that I was going to say is, it seems like in terms of openly gay, flamboyant, trans, and all of that, it must be a very small number of people because like I've never seen a trainee in person. You dig what I'm saying? Like going to the
Oh,
store or whatever. I've never seen it. Where I live here in Texas, if I go back home, unless things have changed, everybody will be like, well, shoot, the gay side of town is Midtown or something. You know what I mean? Like the vast majority of people don't really display that. So that makes me think like, okay, so they're representing a minority, put a lot of money behind it, and they're pushing it. Or like I'm gonna tell you something. When I got separated from my ex-wife, right? And I remember talking to this chick that had an escort service, right?
yeah.
Man, she was telling me some wild stories, and she straight up told me, she said, I'm gonna be honest with you. She said, be careful out here dating. I said, what do you mean? She said, you'd be surprised how many couples are involved in swinger stuff. She said, you'd be surprised how many people are bisexual. And I said, what you mean? She said, man, and I won't even get into a lot of the details, right? But she was just saying, not only men, being on the down low, but especially women, right? She said, there's a lot of women who will be a carpet muncher, kissing another woman and be straight up married. And for all intents and purpose, they love men, they love their husband. But if they're in an environment where they don't think they're being recorded or there's no eyes looking, there's people, I guess to make a long story short, I feel like there has been a perverse spirit that's been pushed sexual wise for like a couple of generations. And that basically was like the fullback for the running back of LGBT to run through. So now it's real easy for us to say, well, man, that right there is gay. So stereotypically, we're looking for certain characteristics, but it kind of goes back to what the brother Shipper was saying. Nobody comes out and just tells you that they're bisexual. So what that leads me to believe for this movement to not get as much pushback as it's getting is because there's a lot of people, regardless of race and nationality, that are secretly bisexual. That's the conclusion that I come to.
I'm gonna tell you the conclusion I come to. Now, I love when Stanley said white supremacy because I can bring it back to white supremacy, right? We agree, right, that the white feminist movement kind of infiltrated the Black Power movement of the 60s and 70s. Like they got in, they wiggled in and said, hey, Black woman, not only do you have to fight racism from the white man, but you're also fighting patriarchy in your own home. And then some of the Black women got on board and they created a whole nother movement. Now let's fast forward, I don't know, 40 something years, and then we get up into the 2020s, and look. God damn it, I don't like that. But look, now we have more infiltration, right? Brother Mike, we've been using that fist, right? How long we been using that fist, that Black power fist as a community, Brother Mike?
As long as I can remember.
And you see how dangerous it is? Because while we were out marching, Black people were out marching for the injustices that was taking place when police was murdering unarmed Black people, then this flag is flying. So white supremacy will slide in and say, hey, homosexual people, not only do you have to deal with racism, you also have to deal with homophobic in your own community, Black people.
That flag is very disrespectful.
It's
Born
very
And how
disrespectful.
like how Tariq says, Black gay people don't get discriminated against because they're gay. They get discriminated because they're Black first.
Facts.
So I almost bring it to the same thing with like Black feminists. I think Black women's reason for being feminists are way different than they are for white feminists.
I agree.
And I believe that the white feminists were LGBTQ the whole time.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
brother,
you know what I mean?
yeah, hold on. You
That's a
don't
good
think
point,
that?
Robbie. That's an excellent point, Robbie. I believe that too.
Oh my goodness.
You
Go
don't
ahead,
believe
sir.
that?
Go back to
So hold on.
Frederick
You don't
Douglass
believe that
and women's rights.
when? Sorry, go on.
Literally.
Yeah.
This
So
is
go on.
not a new argument. Frederick Douglass, he's not a hero, but he should be admired. And his thoughts on this stuff. Frederick Douglass, women's rights. Someone go back and do any of you Black men know Frederick Douglass, his history?
Absolutely. I've read his autobiography
Well,
a
of
few
course
times.
you would, because dude, you're well read.
Yeah. So
You know
I
how
already
this
know.
has a you know how you know this is a
Born
political agenda?
rich,
You know how you know this is a political agenda? Stanley, hold up for a
well-read.
Hey,
second.
can we not hear each other? Can we not hear each
Yeah,
Stanley,
other?
I have a
it's
question
our
to
That's
ask
brother
you.
serious.
Stanley. No, it ain't
I
that
have a
shit. When
question
our
to
brother
ask Stanley.
when Stanley gets passionate, man, he jumps in,
No,
he interrupts a lot.
I have a question, Stanley.
Go ahead, Robbie.
In slavery, or throughout the
Robbie,
whole
you're well read too.
no, I'm
Hey,
just gonna ask
Stanley,
you.
let him land.
During
Stanley, come on,
slavery,
brother.
was LGBTQ an argument?
It
Like for
wasn't a
think about it.
subject. It
It
wasn't.
so
Slavery
why
wasn't
wasn't it a
a thing.
subject for like
Please
150
don't
years?
ask me those sort of.
No, not I'm not what is it? I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to get you to think. Like if
I
LGBTQ
have
people have
thought,
always existed,
what
and if it
would
was an issue in the black
slaves think
community,
about being
you know what I mean?
slaves?
What happened?
Hey,
That's a
Robbie.
dumb question.
Hey, Robbie. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Sheffield.
Yeah, I
And
can hear you.
yes,
Like, not being funny, yeah. Not
Master
being funny,
Chief
yeah.
or
Can you not see
Nick
what's happened here?
Sergeant.
Can you not? Do you not understand what's happened here, bro? Yeah. Like, not being funny, yeah. Born rich. You said it yourself, yeah. During the Black Power movement, Black empowerment, yeah. You got the black woman.
You're not the
The
best
whole
either.
broski. I don't know what.
Yeah,
You
let him
go. You
land,
go.
Stanley.
You go.
Yeah, let him
You
land,
go. Now
Stanley.
let
Come
him
on,
go.
brother.
Let him go first, man.
Well, he was
Are
just
you
going to say
done?
you're not the best one to speak on this, but go ahead. Even if he's the worst person
All
to
right.
speak on this topic, everyone has a voice here.
Yo,
Go ahead.
Stanley, let me show you something. I am the best person to speak on this. I am the boss. Yeah, you don't see how I deal with these people out here, bro. I run things, bro. I don't bow to no one. Yeah, so let me show you something, because I'm the only truth speaker. I'll just say
Can
it how
I
it is.
bet?
I'll just say it how it is, and you
I
can be
would
quiet
take
while I speak.
Born
If you
and
can't be
Robbie.
quiet while I speak, Stanley, I tell you what, yeah, I tell you what, I'm gonna have to treat you a certain way, because you're being disrespectful now, bro. And I don't take disrespect, you know. So just mind yourself, yeah. Go on
Don't.
mute while I'm talking, bro. Go on mute while I'm talking, bro. Please. I ask nicely.
I bow to
Do you know
certain
what?
gods.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what, brother? God bow to your gods,
You
innit? God
go.
bow to your gods. I'm gonna go on mute.
Lady D.
He's
The
intoxicated again,
compromise
bro.
one
That's what
is
it is.
I am.
here. Big up compromise one. What you saying? You finished bawling and doing your bitch ass crying all over the internet. You
You
hear me?
finish
No,
getting your
lady
metaphysical
D, you're
beatings.
being
You
mean.
finish getting your metaphysical box down.
Shit,
Born
I
and
done
You want
nothing,
another one?
Robbie.
You want
brother.
another one? 'Cause I got more
Compromise
lickings. Me
Negro.
have
Calm
more
down.
lashings for you. You're not even a
Compromise
Negro. You're an
May
Negro.
I
Indian.
talk right
You're
now?
Pakistani. What you doing? You're not even a
Rob
Negro.
has
Move.
the best point of all of us.
Compromise Negro. Calm down.
Compromise Pakistani.
Robbie,
Calm down. Calm down,
Rob,
Pakistani woman. Don't talk to black man about blackness, yeah? You ain't even black, woman.
that's
What we doing here?
never should be
Are
a
you
question.
still claiming you're from Atlantis
Rob,
again?
Are you
Are
still
you,
claiming your
may I
Guyanese?
listen
You
to
still
Robbie
claiming your
Blue?
Guyanese? 'Cause them is not black, you know. Missy something else I come out of there.
I'm not black.
Eh,
do you know what the funny thing is? As long as I've been on this earth, yeah, as long as I've been on this earth, I don't remember ever having any lineage to Guyanese. But yeah,
Robbie,
I'll work with that. I'll work with that. Like, yeah, I'm
Rob,
all right.
Guyanese.
Whatever,
I'm
man.
Guyanese.
Whatever,
I
man.
mean, you're just a
Whatever, man.
compromise.
I've
Listen,
Whatever,
only
man.
Shifra,
Robbie because I
Whatever,
you're
know
just
you.
man.
a
Put down the white
compromise.
woman here. Put down the white woman.
You, sir, are just a compromised, disgruntled,
Elevate your blackness. Put down the
narcissistic
white woman.
joke of a man.
And
You are a
put down
bitch
the white woman
Negro.
here.
You are a
Go
compromised
suck.
Negro. And you're
Go
going to
suck
learn the
out.
black woman,
Go,
bitch, is God.
go
Learn
suck
that.
pussy.
Learn that. The
Go
black
suck
woman's God.
pussy. Born rich. Born rich. Me
You,
gone.
sir, are a compromised, disgruntled Negro. Bye. He's a poor thing. This poor thing. He's butthurt over black women. I don't know what his problem is. This guy's done a 15-hour tour on 2 black women. 2 black women. I find this amazing. You know, the funny thing is, brother Robbie was here and so was Stanley. Both self-admittedly been in a, interracial relationships, both done the thing. They've heard what we said. They heard our thoughts. You know what I've not seen? Them running around the fucking YouTube streets, bawling and crying about, oh, we can't be a part of black conversations. Oh, black women need to date outside their race. Oh, why does my opinion not count? Oh, why does black women not want to hear what I got to say, even though I'm with a whole
Lady
white woman?
please
This guy's
let
done
Robbie speak.
15-hour tour. You, sir, Schiffer, let me tell you something, you little disgruntled
I'm a
bitch-ass
dickhead, I know.
Negro. You little disgruntled bitch-ass Negro. Bitch, if you
I
ain't
know.
lying black, don't talk black. Period. I said what the fuck I said. Deal with it, yeah? Go and talk to your
Lady
swirling.
D,
No, shut up, Sandy.
did I
Go and talk to your
disrespect you?
swirling community. Go and talk to anybody you want to promote your mixed relationships with, but you're in the wrong spot, brother. You're disgruntled, you're compromised, and you need to just get on with it.
Me?
No,
Hold on,
Stanley,
Lady
shut
D.
up.
Hold on. I just kind of stepped out. I kind of what
I
happened to
would
Schiffer?
marry you
He
in a
ran. He's a bitch.
heartbeat.
The black woman's God came up in here and put him in his place, and this
That
little bitch
is
ass ran.
that woman, a black woman
I wanted Schiffer to
with
come. Damn, man.
spine,
Because I hate
humor.
when we,
He's back. He's back.
I'm starting to kind of hate when we get on these topics, man. Because I I want to be respectful
No
to my
doubt.
brother
He's a
Stanley,
disgruntled bitch ass
Robbie,
Negro. We're not
done.
taking back
and
no call.
Schiffer, and I don't want to be
I
disrespectful,
want
but
to hear what
it's
Robbie had to say.
it's still all right. Go ahead, before I go out on the left field. Go ahead, guys.
Oh, I'm not arguing.
If them
Just to
not
make it
have man,
clear,
the
Born
coaching
Rich,
not
I'm not
smell right.
arguing.
That is why the
Uh,
coaching not smell
Lady
right.
Lady D and I are not arguing. I was gonna say, Lady D, do you feel like men like Schiffer elevate non-black women over black women? Like they kind of put them on a
His
pedestal?
digital footprint says that is correct, sir.
Your digital footprint says the
Well,
coochie don't
Rob,
smell right.
you would have to ask me, Rob.
Well, I can
Rob,
understand Lady
I
D's
married a
position then,
white
if that's the
woman,
case.
produced a
Hey,
child.
Schiffer, do you date black women?
Yeah, 100.
Ah, whatever. Do you date smart
We
women?
can't tell.
Look, I date the darkest black women, not the light
Do
skinned
you
Indian
date
one.
them smart
We
or
can't
just
tell.
for their looks?
I date the darkest ones, and not just for the looks, just to have babies with them and to make families with them and to love and
Understand
respect
the
them
dark
and honor them.
sarcasm.
The
You're
darkest,
not that
the
funny.
darkest one.
Dude, you're not
So
I'm
the
that
what? So
curious
the
funny.
what
hold
Born
on. So
Rich
you
had
hear
to
what he's
say
saying,
now.
brothers? Now,
Hey,
no,
can
hold on,
everybody
Stanley.
be
Hold
quiet and
on,
let's hear what
Stanley.
Born Rich had to say?
It's
I'm curious what he had to
super
say.
Robbie, are you hearing
dude.
what he's saying to you? Literally, he's
You
saying light-skinned black women then get no play. So he's now doing
them not get no
colorism
play.
too amongst black women.
That's right.
That's now what
That's
he's
right.
doing.
Dirty light skin girl not get no
Lady
play.
D, I guess
Dirty
my
light skin
question
not
to
get no
you
play.
is he Jesus Christ
Hey,
or Thanos? Why does his opinion matter so much?
It
He's one
doesn't matter,
person
but this
I
is the
out
am
of
thing, though,
30
Thanos.
Stanley.
million
Thank you,
It
people.
brother.
doesn't matter.
Thank you,
We
brother.
matter, though. We
Thank. Let
matter,
me
though.
snap my
That's why he's
fingers. Let me
crying
snap my
about us for
fingers.
17 hours straight. That we matter, though. That's the problem.
You're not black though. Only Black Lives Matter, B.
I know I'm not a laddie, and that's
One
for
Listen.
thing I
damn
learned a long
sure.
time
You
ago
know
is
I'm
you're
not a
not going to
laddie.
ever change people's mind with words, and actions and experience probably are more effective. So I just
That
learned to
is
ignore
so
people when, you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah,
You're going to have
Robbie,
some
hence
people
why
who
we
never like you no
practice
matter
what we
what.
preach. We date
Bro,
black,
don't
we
let these
stay
bitches and
black,
hoes dictate to you, bro. Don't let bitches and hoes dictate to you.
we date black, we stay black, we live black, and we preach black. So yes, I agree with that, Robbie. You are however you live. That's right.
This is the thing, Lady D. See, I respect your position, and I agree with you about the position that our community is. And I guess if I have any hope, my hope from my life experiences is for humanity. And unfortunately, white supremacy is the worst cancer and worst brainwashing religion to ever touch the planet, because even when
Touche.
people want to embrace the idea of humanity, you
Touche.
have to deal with the effects of white supremacy. And that's what I'm admitting, and that's why I'm here, and that's why
It
by
killed
default
humanity.
I'll tell you, you know what, Lady D, you're right, because somebody like me, I could be open-minded and I could be with my woman and we're having a great time, and you know what, every now and then you're going to come across people, right, that are infected with poison, with hate, with all this insecurity, and they're going to let you know how they think and how they feel.
I
And
believe
they're,
that's true. We see that all the time. We do hear and see that all the time.
so that's why I'm saying, like, I would never publicly disparage black women, because I mean I would never, because I love my mother first off, and I understand the unique situation that black women are in. I'm not a black man that would say, "Oh man, I'd never date a black woman." I'm just a man that's faithful in the relationship I'm in. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, if I was to move to Atlanta or move somewhere else and I'm single and I met somebody, that'd be different, you know?
I hear you, brother. And I was listening to that brother speaking earlier. Was it who was the brother that was up here speaking earlier on? You know he's gonna get his blessings, you know. You know they're coming because I can hear it how he's speaking into the universe. It's coming to him, man. It's coming. Like when you see man them up here and they're speaking positive and they're talking positive and they know what they want, they just haven't required it yet. That shows that they've got a goal, they've got to ascertain something. Yeah, they got a vision they're trying to get to. But you see, when you see these little bitch ass, narcissistic, egotistical, just clown men on this internet running around
Can I
here.
share a secret with you, Lady D?
Hold on, they're just running around here making a spectacle of themselves, crying about people's opinions. I find that hilarious. I find them boy there to be girl clown in it.
I'm gonna say something to you that you're gonna probably find weird, but I swear to God, it's as true as my mother's life. When I was in the military, right? And let's just say I had a conscious black mind, right? You could have some brothers that are real coonish, and there will be certain type of white girls that pick up on that energy and they will handle them like a puppy, and they knew that they had self-hatred, right?
Exactly.
So they would put trashy white women on a pedestal. But I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy. If you come in like Malcolm X, and you say, hold up, and you say, hold up, and you say that you're non-compromising, trust me, and you say that you're non-compromising, man, there will be white women trying to choose you heavy. You know why? Because they see that you are who you are, and they like the challenge. Trust me, I dealt with that. I can tell you guys a story one day when we have time to really talk. But that's what I'm saying, where it blew my mind to just say, I'm like, wait a minute. Are you saying you attracted to me and I'm telling you I'm black
you're
first?
wrong on this.
Yes. Are you telling me that I'm telling you I don't want to date no white woman? And she's like, yes, because I like you and I like your
Stanley,
energy.
let him finish.
You know what I mean?
Finish, Stanley.
And
Sorry,
it blew my
Robbie, I couldn't
mind.
hear you.
Yeah,
Robbie,
it blew my
repeat
mind.
that last bit, please, because Stanley was talking over
I
you.
guess what I'm trying to tell you is
No,
there's
I
some
want
brothers
to
that
talk.
have charisma that are black first that some white women prefer. I know that may be hard for you to believe, but believe it or
I see
not,
that happen all the time. History's shown us that. Like, listen, history's shown us that some of the most powerful leaders we've had that's done the most for black people, white women have found them desirable.
The problem
So
is
desirable.
everyone
Stanley,
quotes
wait
history
a
without
second, Stanley.
reading it.
Wait a second, Stanley. You gotta wait. So what I'm saying is this is nothing new,
How
Robbie.
about read history?
We've seen this happen time and time again. So let's say nothing
Seen
new
but
ever.
not read.
What is wrong with you,
Are
Stanley?
you sure?
he's intoxicated. He was drinking Jesus juice.
Stanley,
I'm here.
are you drunk?
History is not.
Stanley, are you drunk?
Yes.
Stanley, what you on that brown or white?
Listen to me, Stanley. I don't advise for you to be online when you're intoxicated.
Stanley,
It's not good.
Stanley, you drinking brown or white liquor?
Stop, Mike. Stop that shit, bro. Stop.
Rob, the history, you got a lot of it right.
What is he on about? Sorry, I'm not walking with Stanley right now. What is he talking about?
Oh no,
Robbie, help him.
Ice cream, ladies and gentlemen.
What is he on about? Are you drunk?
When people are intoxicated, I forgive them and I understand that sometimes their thoughts may not flow
I don't
coherently.
have
I'm
patience
patient.
for it though, brother Robbie. I really don't. Like, it's either you're on here talking sensible or you're drunk and you need to lay down. Which one is it?
I will get off.
No, but Stanley, what I'm saying is,
I have a serious question to ask him though.
You shouldn't
Stanley,
be
are
drinking
you
your
depressed?
liver.
Stanley, are you depressed about anything? Because this is 2 nights in a row,
No,
bro.
not even close. I married. Oh, Robbie. No way. My dog died. I wasn't happy about that. Me and my son buried her deeply. I have a life.
Okay, so it's celebratory drinking is what you're saying. It's celebratory drinking, not depression.
Stan, you live alone, Stan?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, do you live alone?
Are you on your own, Stanley? Is anybody there with
Well,
you?
no, Trevor's here. He's my 15-year-old. I haven't. Um, generally, the women know my 9-year-old. I'm not. It's
Are you currently dating anyone? Or are you still mourning
no.
your wife?
Why would anyone date a 56-year-old?
Oh, come on. No,
Stanley,
don't
why
do
are you
that. Yeah,
thinking?
don't do
Hold
that,
on,
Stanley.
Stanley, why are you thinking like this? And why do you talk like this?
Lady D, I'm not gonna like do depression
I
or
didn't ask that question disrespectfully because me too.
I
It's taken me a
I
while to
met
get over
one
certain things.
smart woman in my life with my kind of sense of humor, and Robbie, they don't. Oh, Rob, y'all think I'm some dumb motherfucker.
No, Stanley, no one's ever said this, Stanley. But what we're saying is maybe you might need an extra bit of help. And if there's anyone around that can help, is there anybody around you
Oh,
that
for
can help
goodness
you?
sake.
No, for real, Robbie. Not Robbie, sorry, Stanley. You keep coming on here drunk, and we don't understand what's going on.
Oddly enough, I need brilliant women. I don't
Or
marry.
some boy I met gal run them head.
Yo, let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk, man. This is serious, bro.
I'll let it
This
go.
is nothing to be clowning
It's
about. This
not
man's
that
clearly in pain,
serious,
and Schiffer
dude.
finds it
I'm not.
entertaining. He's clearly in pain, but look what Schiffer's doing for Black Power. That finds it
I'm
entertaining, yeah.
56.
I standing and listen to the
Lady
woman them.
D,
Be a
Lady
man.
D. That's the level, and Tosh. That's the level at my age I must have.
I think, let me say this, Stanley.
Anything else is just bullshit.
Hold on, Stanley. Let me say this, and we done bumped into a great conversation for the fellas, black men on the panel, y'all. Right? I was
If
speaking about
she's
trauma.
not
Hold on,
Lady
Stanley.
D or Tosla,
Stanley. I gotta mute you, Stanley. I'm sorry. I gotta mute you real quick, Stanley, because I just
Born
want
rich or some gal run your head.
Yeah, I know. I ain't worried about that. What I want to do is because we bumped into something, right? I was speaking about trauma earlier, right? And we know Stanley went through a traumatic experience. Now, how do us as black men deal with trauma? What's the correct way?
Not
Because
like this, gal
it
hold on,
fam.
wasn't.
Stanley. Hold on.
Don't make the gal them get involved. Let the man them do with
I
it.
gotta mute y'all real quick because everybody's gonna tell Stanley, "Hey, you're drunk. Stop drinking. Get offline. That's not the way you deal with your loss or deal with your trauma." So, how would us as black men advise Stanley to deal with his trauma? How do you normally deal with your trauma,
Well,
Schiffer?
first
I
of
never
all,
called Stanley a drunk, bro.
I
I
pause,
never
know.
called him a drunk,
pause,
bro.
Hold on, Lady
Don't
B.
put me in that
pause.
Lady B,
bracket, bro.
please let the black man.
Shiffer,
Please let
No,
the
you
black
Shift.
man
too
No,
handle
much.
this, Lady B.
hold on, Born. You're gonna need a black man to address a black man. You can't have
Yes.
little clowns addressing black men. That don't make sense.
Yeah,
Come on
but it's
now.
black men. Come on, it's black men on the panel. So
Yeah,
just let
explain
everybody
my
have their
point,
say. Like that's
please.
y'all know how I like to do. I like to ask questions and let everybody on the
Lady D
panel
likes
answer.
disrespect though, man. She
Yeah,
likes
okay.
it.
Yeah, but that's
She
okay.
Everybody
likes it.
exercise emotional intelligence,
There we
man. Let
go. That's
Robbie
how
talk.
you
is
that's how you
right.
exercise emotional intelligence. Go ahead, Robbie.
No, I was more or less listening to Stanley because one of the first
Yeah,
things in therapy is to let people talk, man. Sometimes, obviously, he feels comfortable coming on the panel.
Absolutely.
He obviously he
I
felt
think I
drinking because
think
it may have been
Lady
recreational.
D
I'm
is
just making
right.
sure there isn't something underlining
Yeah.
that's unresolved because a lot of times people will tell you to get over something, but truth be told, it may take you 10 years to get over it. Like
Or
if someone
none.
tells me, Bobby, get over your divorce, I'd be like, man, fuck you. It was 12 years of a great marriage and it ended terribly. I'm over it. Obviously, I'm alive, but I'd be lying if I told you, oh man, I'm 100% healed and
Robbie,
it happened
you've
overnight.
defined. I can't say it better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but even if we don't speak about Stanley,
No,
hypothetically,
Robbie.
how would you advise a brother to deal with trauma, because I think a lot of black men have problems dealing with trauma. You know, I was just speaking to the a brother Unpopular on here earlier. He's like, yeah, I had
Born
no.
Rich, let
That's
me know
his
when I'm allowed to
name. That
speak,
was
bro.
his
I'm
name.
going on mute.
Unpopular.
Yeah,
Big
it
up
was.
yourself, Mr.
Yeah,
Unpopular.
shout out to him. Shout out
Shout
to him,
out
Lady
to
D.
Mr.
But
Unpopular
what he
Man.
said earlier is, I'll probably never have kids. And I'm like, well, what about a relationship? He's like, well, I'm gonna need a
Unpopular
weird girl.
needs to
He
come
said, I'm like,
back.
I'm gonna need a. He said he's gonna need a real girl because he was in a relationship and that relationship didn't work, and that left a little bit of trauma in his life. And I was trying to advise the brother, yeah, don't say throw the whole relationship away and say fuck it, I'm never gonna have kids. I'm like, no, brother, you can overcome whatever trauma this is. Meet you somebody, start dating again, start conversing with women and shit like that. I was trying to give him advice to overcome his trauma after he told me what his problem was. You feel me?
You know what it is, Born Rich? Depending on the nature of the circumstance, two things will happen. First, people become toxically